Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to the 2007 home opener for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. Tonight it's a rematch of the 2006 championship game. The Rhinos taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps. The Rhinos have had about 3 weeks off since their last play in the USL First Division. Welcome to the pregame show sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I am Joe Giuliano. I'll be with you for the pregame show. I'll join Don Stevens for the color commentary duties, and also Soccer Sam and I will be presenting the postgame show after each and every game here at Paytech Park. Should be a great game tonight. Beautiful night for soccer here at Paytech Park. As you enter the gates, Nick and the Nice Guys playing under Section 120. And following the game tonight, you'll be able to go onto the pitch here at Paytech Park, hang out with some of the players, get some autographs from your favorite Rhinos players. That's a great opportunity for the fans to mingle and meet the 2007 version of the Rochester Raging Rhinos. Tonight the Rhinos are wearing special uniforms to honor the 32 victims of the shooting on the campus of Virginia Tech University. The uniform is going to be black. It'll feature a Chicago maroon and burnt orange trim with the university's logo on the front. The uniform will be signed by the players after the game and auctioned off following the game. Proceeds from the auction will be going to the Hokie Spirit Memorial Fund. So a lot of festivities going on tonight. Nick and the Nice Guys, a special uniform worn by the Rhinos tonight in honor of the victims at Virginia Tech University. And, of course, a rematch of the 2006 USL First Division Championship game where the Rhinos, in all honesty, were embarrassed 3-0 by the Vancouver Whitecaps. So a little payback on the minds here of the Rochester Raging Rhinos tonight. Plenty of tickets remain. Stop by the Paytech Park box office. Again, it's a beautiful night, much different than we saw last year for the home opener against the Virginia Beach Mariners. 13,000 fans showing up in the pouring rain. Sun is shining. Light breeze coming through the park here, but again, it's a beautiful night for soccer and a fantastic way to open up the 2007 Rochester Rhinos season. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Rochester Rhinos and the Vancouver Whitecaps. We'll compare tonight's opponents, the Whitecaps out of Vancouver, British Columbia. You are listening to the Rhinos pregame show sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. Welcome back to the Rhinos pregame show sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. Pleasure to be back on the airwaves of WYSL 1040 AM. Tonight, it's the home opener for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. The Rhinos taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps, and the Rhinos looking to avenge what was definitely a very embarrassing 3-0 scoreline on their home turf in the 2006 USL Championship game. So a big payback on the line tonight for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. If you haven't heard yet, the Rhinos announcing today that team captain and goalkeeper Scotty Vallow, he will undergo surgery next week to repair a complete acute rupture of the right distal biceps tendon. Medical terms, he's got a torn bicep. Vallow injured the tendon when he blocked a shot in practice on April the 18th. He's expected to miss at least 3 months following the surgery. Some doctors have said 4 to 6 months. Others have said 3 to 5. With Scotty Vallow's determination, he can be back hopefully within 3 months. In his absence, backup goalkeeper Chase Harrison and Hector Zapata will compete for the starting spot. Tonight, Chase Harrison gets the nod in the nets for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. And are the Rhinos in the market for a goalkeeper? There's a guy, I don't want to say his name, used to play for the Red Bulls, who's not signed with anyone at this point yet. We'll see if the Rhinos are in the market for a keeper or if Scotty Vallow can make a speedy recovery and come back and join the Rhinos in their lineup. The Rhinos' opponent tonight, the Vancouver Whitecaps. They have not left home this season, but they're starting off on the right foot. They had a 1-0 win over rivals Seattle in the season opener and a 2-2 draw against the expansion California Victory. Eduardo Sabrango has 2 of the club's 3 goals. And in the nets, 33-year-old Englishman Tony Kegg brings a wealth of experience to the position for Vancouver. He's played in the English Premiership with Newcastle and Charlton. And Tony Kegg set the 2006 single-season record of shutouts for the Vancouver Whitecaps. A lot of big things happening out in Vancouver. They're expecting to move to a brand-new stadium. Also, speculation about the Whitecaps joining Major League Soccer. The club has arranged a friendly at the 60,000-seat BC Place Stadium against the LA Galaxy of Major League Soccer. That is David Beckham's new team. That match will be taking place in October. Galaxy manager Frankie Yallop and Whitecaps director Bobby Leonarduzzi, the former Canadian national soccer team members, working out the deal. So the Galaxy visiting BC Place to take on the Whitecaps in Vancouver. When we come back, Soccer Sam will join us with a special guest field side here at Paytech Park. You're listening to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. We are back. This is the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I'm Joe Giuliano, the host for the pregame show this year. And tonight, the Rhinos preparing to battle a little rematch, a little grudge match against the Vancouver Whitecaps, the same club that actually defeated the Rhinos in the 2006 USL First Division Championship. Let's go to the phones. He is field side right now. It's been a long off season since we've had a chance to speak. Soccer Sam, welcome back, and it's a pleasure to be speaking with you again on the pregame show.
Joe, thanks for having me. Joe, I got to tell you, man, I'm emotional mess right now. Scott Valo out for a little while here. Scotty, baby, are you all right? And how you doing emotionally?
Emotionally, I'm holding up okay, Sam. You know, this is a tough part for me coming to the game and being in my street clothes, for the first time here at Paytech Park for sure. But, I appreciate all the support. For those who don't know, I tore my bicep tendon in my right arm, and I'm going to go for surgery Tuesday morning to get it fixed. And looking for a speedy recovery and getting back in 3 to 5 months.
Scotty, this is Joe Giuliano up in the box, and sorry to hear about the news. Take the fans through, was it just a fluke incident where you blocked a shot and something bent the wrong way? What happened to cause the injury?
Yeah, we were just playing a small-sided game, 6v6 in about a 40-yard box, and, shots in that kind of a game come pretty quick, and, I made a save to my right and stuck my right arm out, and what happened was it kind of was at a weird angle and almost kind of hyperextended at the elbow, and that's when the tendon just popped right off the bone. So it was pretty painful. I was out for a couple days doing nothing. Came back and actually was training for the last week and a half. That's why I was kind of surprised. I went to the doctor just to kind of get cleared to play in the game, and that's when he noticed a little something extra, went and got an MRI, and it came back that it's the tendon's off the bone. So not really many options from here on out except to get surgery as soon as possible so I can get back on the field as soon as possible.
You know, fans, this guy is such a trooper, such a warrior in the nets for the Rhinos. Scotty, is it true that you talked to Coach Callaway and you even offered to play in tonight's game, but he said, there's no way I'm going to risk your career?
Well, I think at this point there's, the tendon's off the bone. It can't really do much more damage. But after talking to the doctors, it didn't really seem like it was something that was that much of a reality. Not really to cause more damage to the tendon, but to cause more swelling and bleeding and actually complicate the surgery on Tuesday. So as much as I wanted to play, I really wanted to, make sure I take care of this and get myself ready for the years I have to come.
Well, Scotty, you got a lot of years ahead of you still, so listen, take care of yourself, get yourself healthy, and we'll see you back in the nets before you know it. We wish you the best of luck, Scotty Valo.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the support from everybody.
Scott Valo, that is a devastating blow for the Rhinos. Sammy,
Joe, I got to tell you,
down on the field with him. Talk about this situation.
Dude, it's awful, man. Chase Harrison just got here, but Val, that is, Joe, that happened to me once. I told you I was at that buffet. I dropped the fork. Dude, it is so painful. But Joe, for years I played goalie in the Round of Great Falls Soccer League and stuff. Whenever I played in the net, the rest of the team played to a different level because they didn't want anyone near me. So I think you're going to see that tonight. A lot of these guys are going to, put into that other gear to protect Harrison, and it's going to be fine, man.
Yeah, Sam, that's a great point. The defense is going to have to step it up to another level. For Chase Harrison, this is a great opportunity. He's thrown into the spotlight. He's on Fox Soccer Channel tonight, and we'll see how this goes tonight. But have you had a chance to talk with him before the game tonight?
I talked to him a little bit. He was in game mode. I don't want to disrupt him. I could imagine he's got to be really, really nervous right now. This is a huge, game for him. I don't think he had any intention of ever playing tonight or starting tonight, his home opener in front of all these people. But I think he's going to be fine. And I'll tell you, I watched him in practice this morning. Joe was there for an hour and a half watching him. The kid's got it, man. He's got the tools. He has the skills to pay the bills. He's just. The only thing I'm concerned about right now is his power in the box, his vocal skills. because a lot of times when you're a rookie, you don't feel as confident as you need to be to kind of tell, your defenders what to do, what not to do. So if he can get that out, it's all about that first big save. He comes out with the big first save. He's going to have flashbacks. Hey, man, I've been doing this all my life. I train all my life. I did it in college. I could do it here, and he'll be fine. But Joe, I can't wait for the post-game show, man. I want to hear from all the people. A lot of changes here at Paycheck Park, from the food to all kinds of rules. Right now, Frank, two us on the field talking about it with Matt Ford. It's going to be huge. I can't wait to talk to you on the post-game, Joe.
Sam, great to be working with you again, and thanks for checking in from field level here at Paycheck Park as the fans continue to file in here tonight. Again, it's the Rhinos taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps. When we come back here on the pregame show, we'll take a little tour around the world of soccer. You are listening to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream.
Come and see all the action as your Rhinos continue their quest for the USL First Division Championship. It's Italian night. The first 10,000 fans receive a magnetic schedule courtesy of Salvatore's Pizza. Group tickets available for 10 or more. Call 454-KICK for more information. Tickets available at the Paytech Park box office, Ticketmaster.com, or call 232-1900 to charge by phone. Come see why we are Soccer Town, USA.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I am Joe Giuliano, taking a look at the schedule in the USL First Division this evening. Of course, Vancouver at Rochester, 8 p.m. kickoff about 20 minutes ago. Puerto Rico at Carolina, kicking off at 7:30. 3 games tomorrow in the USL First Division. Carolina at Atlanta, Montreal at Miami, and Portland is at Seattle. And 2 games on Sunday. The Rhinos taking on Charleston, 6 o'clock kickoff. We'll have a 5:30 pregame show right here on WYSL. And Vancouver leaves Rochester, goes to Minnesota for a 6:05 kickoff. The Whitecaps have a record of 1 win and 1 tie. The Rhinos 1 win and 1 loss. 4 points for the Whitecaps, 3 points for the Rhinos in the First Division table. Topping the table right now, the Atlanta Silverbacks. They've played 3 games. They've got 1 win and 2 ties, good for 5 points. And first place in the USL First Division. Major League Soccer last night, 1 game at RFK Stadium, 12,000 fans on hand. D.C. and New England, a 1-1 draw. 3 games in Major League Soccer tomorrow. Columbus is at KC. The red-hot New York Red Bulls at Salt Lake. Houston is at Colorado. That game is at 9:30 p.m. 9 o'clock pregame show on Fox Soccer Channel. And Sunday, 2 games. Chivas at D.C. United, and Chicago is at New England as well. And speaking of Chivas, contrary to reports coming out of Los Angeles, Honduran star Amado Guevara, he will not be going to Toronto FC. The trade was a done deal. Chivas USA trading Guevara to Chivas for Paulo Nagamura and a draft choice, but at the last minute, Guevara decides he no longer likes MLS. He's going back to Honduras. So the checkered past of Amado Guevara catching up with him as he leaves Major League Soccer to head back to his native Honduras. And in Salt Lake, Jason Kreis, the all-time leading scorer in Major League Soccer, he retired as a player on Thursday, immediately becomes the head coach of Real Salt Lake. Salt Lake has a record of no wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties. The 34-year-old Jason Kreis takes over for John Ellinger. He remains with the club as the technical director and the director of soccer operations. Champions League this week, AC Milan, a thrashing of Manchester United, 3-0 on Wednesday. They win 5-3 on aggregate. And Liverpool defeating Chelsea 4-1 on penalty kicks on Tuesday in the other semifinal. The teams were 1-1 on goals. PKs. Liverpool advances. The title game will be May 23rd in Athens. AC Milan versus Liverpool. Don't ask me who I'm pulling for. I'll let you know later on. That's a look at the pregame show and the world of soccer. Tonight's show was sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. When we come back, Don Stevens takes over. I'll join him for some color commentary duties. You've been listening to the Rhinos pregame show sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. We'll talk to you during the broadcast tonight. I'm Joe Giuliano saying ciao for now.
And good evening to you from Paytech Park. Glad to have you along as soccer begins for another year, if you can believe it. This will be, our 12th year in this spot here. Well, of course, different stadium, but in this place as we begin another soccer season, and you can believe it, 12 years already. It's just amazing how fast the time is flying. And, of course, these two teams met just a few months ago in the championship game right here, and certainly the Rhinos are looking for a different outcome, as happened in the last time they met. Of course, Joe Giuliano was talking to you about that and told you what happened there, the 3-0 victory for Vancouver, so hopefully a little payback in mind for the Rhinos here tonight. All right, we want to hear from the coach, and the coach's pregame interview is brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns. Talking with Coach Calloway before the game just a little bit ago, I asked him if he expected to see any nerves or jitters from his players.
Well, yeah, obviously there's going to be tension and, nervous stomachs before the game. If you don't get those as a player, then there's probably something wrong. So I think once guys get on the field and they kick the ball around and they get into the game, they forget it, they forget the crowd. Although obviously a crowd in your favour is going to help you, that should be a factor tonight. So I think it's been so long since we played, it seems like this is the start of the season, and I think guys just can't wait to get it over with and get it started and get the job done.
All right, since you mentioned those couple of games earlier, which were a few weeks ago, what did you think? What did you think of your team in those two games?
I was very, very pleased in the first game, funnily enough, when we lost, which is the game we should have won. Our own misdoings defensively and our lack of taking the opportunities we created, and then a bad call either way in terms of they scored an offside goal and they disallowed a goal for us, which was exactly the same. So frustrated there. In Miami, to be honest, I thought we were lucky to win, and we should have probably got a tie. But that's soccer, isn't it? That's sports. I mean, you win games you shouldn't, and you lose games you shouldn't. So I was pleased overall. Two ties would have been 2 points. Would have been unbeaten, but a loss, this is the crazy thing about our league and the point system, you get a loss and a win and you got 3 points. So what do you want most of? I don't want to lose, but again, we got more points than if we'd have tied 2.
All right, so you had the couple of games, and then you had some time between. What did you feel you had to work on most during these last couple of weeks here?
The team, the speed of play, movement to the ball. We're trying to play, out of the back, through midfield, on the ground as much as we can. Use the pace of Diallo and people like Martinez, and simplify our touches a little bit. 1 and 2 touch. We've worked extensively on that. Obviously, a lot on our free kicks and set pieces. Our defensive. Unity, and this last couple of days since the Valo news, with losing him, we've had to put some extensive work in for Harrison and Zapata to work with the defenders, whereas most of that time we're doing that for the last few years. It's always been Valo, it's never been out, so we've got to continue working now with those guys in the back four, so they get a better understanding of the two keepers because they very rarely play behind them.
Do you change your game concept with a different keeper in there?
No. I'm not sure what we would do other than maybe play ultra defensive to try and protect them. And I think we're playing at home, and the old adage that the best form of defense is offense. We're going to go in with that mentality tonight and try and protect our goalkeeper because we've got the ball more than they have. So whether that'll work, we don't know, but that's the concept.
Now, you do have a couple of players out injured, is that right?
Well, Valo obviously out for the season with the surgery. Delicate had food poisoning all week and won't start, but could play a part if he feels good tonight when he gets here. And Ambersley's back, but a long way from obviously being ready. He hasn't trained in nearly 4 weeks, so hasn't trained fully in 4 weeks. Just started kicking the ball yesterday and looked good, but it'll be a while. Nate Kraft has just got back from indoors, so he's probably a week away from being ready for us as far as being to give us some time on the field. Borley had an injury and he's recovered. He'll feature tonight. He's on the bench, so we're pretty healthy actually overall, apart from Ambersley and Valo.
A lot of you guys did play in that championship game last year, losing to Vancouver. Do you think there's payback in mind for this one?
I think some of the guys, there's a little extra edge on it for the 6 guys that were actually in that game last year, plus 3 or 4 on the bench tonight that were involved in that event. But they want to do well for themselves, for the fans, to go top of the league. which a win will give us tonight, and put ourselves into a position to consolidate that on Sunday. I think those are the reasons. You know, your bonus, Vancouver, it could be Minnesota. It doesn't really matter. You want to do well in your opening game, but obviously for those guys, there's probably a slightly little bit more of an edge.
All right, you mentioned the names of your two goalkeepers, and which one are you starting here tonight?
Chase Harrison is starting, and Zapats will be on the bench.
Coach of the Raging Rhinos, that is, of course, Laurie Calloway, back for another year, and he has a new assistant coach this year. And so we welcome to the fold the new assistant coach of the Rhinos, and certainly glad to have him along. And that is Yuka. And let's see, I got to make sure. In fact, I'll ask the expert here, Joe Giuliano. Maslin?
Yuka Maslin. And, you know, it's funny you bring up his name. He's got his work cut out for him tonight. Yuka's got an incredible background working with goalkeepers, being a former goalkeeper, has played in Germany and in Finland. Now he's got to work with Scotty Vallo's understudies, Chase Harrison and Hector Zapata. So he really has a lot of work on his plate to get the Rhinos keepers up to speed.
Well, if there was one position that you thought there was no question about, everything's fine, you don't worry about it, that was goalkeeping. Now, all of a sudden, it's a whole different story with this team.
You know, I spoke with Scotty during the pregame show, and he just said it was a small-sided practice game where shots are coming in pretty quick, and it was a fluke incident where his arm got bent the wrong way. And look at this now. He's looking at possibly missing the entire season. The goalkeeper is like the quarterback on the team. Chase Harrison's going to have to come out, be vocal, direct the defense, and keep the organization in the back. That's a lot to ask for a young keeper, but again, the defenders in front of him know that he's a young keeper, doesn't have a lot of experience, so they probably will step up their game a little more than normal.
And that's not to say that Chase is the keeper that's going to be in there night in and night out, because there is Hector Zapata is also there, and I don't know that maybe he's going to be trying a rotational system or something to figure out which of the keepers is going to be the one that he'll keep.
If Chase Harrison has an outstanding game tonight, I think he'll get the nod on Sunday, being such a quick turnaround from tonight to Sunday. But, you know, there's also the free agent market. There's a big guy who played for the Red Bulls. Is he an option for the Rhinos? We'll see. But if Chase Harrison can play a solid game tonight, he may solidify himself as the keeper for the Rhinos.
So tonight, the Rhinos meeting the Vancouver Whitecaps, and the first meeting of the season. Of course, this is the third game of the season for each team. Vancouver having played 2 games at home, and Rochester having played 2 games on the road. In fact, the Amerks playing 7 of their first 8 on the road.
Yeah, that's a big tall order. But again, the nice warm months, you got a lot of games, a lot of action here at Paytech Park. The Rhinos last year, no strangers to the road. They came home 5-0-2 after 7 games away from home. So hopefully that same road magic continues in 2007.
The Rhinos, the whole team is being introduced. Those that are not playing or not dressed, those that are the substitutes for tonight, and those who are the starters are now being introduced. And they're wearing a special uniform here tonight in the colors of Virginia Tech University, in tribute to the Virginia Tech students and faculty and those that were just gunned down. I don't know how else you want to put it. I mean, it was so unbelievable of an event that in tribute, and these uniforms then will be auctioned off after the game to raise money to send to the various charities involved with the Virginia Tech situation.
And they'll be signed by the players as well. The fans can hit the pitch after the game, get some autographs, and mingle with their favorite players. So it's a great opportunity to meet the new version of the Rochester Raging Rhinos.
All right, so there's a few new faces around. There's a few of the same faces around. And so tonight is game 3 of the season for the Rhinos, as they'll try and return the favor to Vancouver on what happened here back in, September?
2006, September, yep.
September.
3-0, very, in all honesty, an embarrassing loss for the Rhinos.
We'll be getting underway very shortly. Stick with us tonight at Paytech Park, the Rhinos and the Whitecaps, and this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Paytech Park tonight as the Rhinos and the Whitecaps are about to go at it. Tonight, the starting lineups are brought to you by Nothnega Realtors, Rochester's full-service realtor. Starting out in goal for the visiting Whitecaps is Tony Kaeg. He has played both games so far for Vancouver, has a 1-win, 1-tie record of 1.00 goals against average. The defensive role will include Steve Klein, Adrian Kahn, Narcissi Toomey, and Steve Kindell. And then through the midfield, David Testo, Martin Nash, Jeff Clark, and Joel Bailey. And up front will be Joey Jertson and Eddie Zabrango. For the Rhinos, starting out in goal, Chase Harrison, seeing his first action as a Rhino here tonight. Has not had a game yet this season. On defense, Chris Aloisi, Kenny Birch, Scott Palguta, and Stephen Shirley Black. And through the midfield, Kevin Novak, Kenwa Bunsu, Aaron Lines, and John Younger. And then up front will be Ray Martinez and Abed Diallo. And there's a surprise to me I really hadn't noticed before. Actually hadn't had a whole lot of chances to see this team, even in practice. Kenwa Bunsu in the midfield. That's interesting.
Well, Bunsu can play that stopper position, also that very important defensive midfield role. And I think that's where Bonsu is going to be parking out today. He may be isolated on Sabrango or Nash. He usually controls the distributor from the other team. We'll see what his specific assignment is. He is probably one of the best man markers that you'll see in this league. And right away we'll be able to tell who his assignment is this evening.
Again, the Rhinos wearing a black uniform with orange trim, the colors of Virginia Tech University, and the Vancouver Whitecaps in appropriately all white. A little blue trim here and there as the Rhinos shoot to the net to our left, and Chase Harrison in goal down to our right. And we're about to get underway. I forgot how beautiful that scoreboard is down to our right. Look at the picture on that thing. Isn't that great?
It's like your new 42-inch plasma.
Oh, I love that thing. Love that thing. Wow.
Surprised you left the house tonight.
Yeah, well, it was tough.
Got to work. Got to pay the bills.
The coach is down below shaking hands. Rory Calloway and, of course, Bob Lilly, our old buddy out of Montreal, Hershey.
We've seen him around, and he's been a thorn in the Rhino side no matter where he is. He's a first-class coach. He's done a great job and finally got that elusive
So the kickoff to be taken by the Whitecaps. Sabrango will drop it back in midfield. The circle for Nash. Back to Sabrango. And on the right wing to Bailey. He's out of Montreal last year. Drops it back and Nash plays it long up the right wing side down to the 20. On the near wing where Jertson will cross in front. Along the 18, knocked down Bailey. A roller in is scooped up off his 4-yard line by Harrison, the keeper for the Rhinos. I don't know a whole lot about him other than he's the bigger of the two keepers that the Rhinos have at 6'2", 180 pounds. The other, Hector Zabata, is 5'11", 185. Off of the near wing, we're taking it. It's dropped back now to the Black pass up the left wing side for Lines, turning back on the ball along the near wing, along the near touchline, and Black digs it out. Brings it along the near side, a pass to the midfield line. Black after it again, will slip it along the line in the middle from Younger. He'll cross through the center circle, Aloisi out on the right wing side. Moving up from his defensive position, but blocked away, taken away. And it's brought forward by the Whitecaps. Down around the 18 and on the inside, Zabrango looking for a cross in front, but blocked away by Aloisi out over the end line. It'll be a corner kick, first corner of the match, and it goes to the Whitecaps.
A minute in here in Vancouver, applying some early pressure, a bit of a surprise there, but good build-up by the Whitecaps coming forward. David Testo, and then a great overlapping run on that far flank by Sabrango. Good defending at the last second to block the shot. But Sabrango, he's got 2 of the 3 goals for Vancouver this year. He is going to be a sniper for this team.
Nash, right-footed kicker, goes short on the kick in to Jertson. Draws it down along the end line. A left-footed cross in front, blocked out over the end line. And this is off of Zabrango, so it'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. Just getting started. No score in the game. We're into our second minute.
Sabrango already knocking on the door here. 2 decent looks at the goal. The Rhinos are going to have to tighten up on Eduardo Sabrango. He's a proven goal scorer, and Bertz looks like he's the sweeper today. Palguta playing at the stopper position, and Shirley Black playing at the left back position. Bonsu definitely at the defensive midfield role. Looks like he's on Martin Nash.
Nice kick out through midfield, coming down in the center circle. Played back across the midfield line by Clark. Rhinos up with it as Aloisi is upended, and a foul is called on the Whitecaps. So it'll be a restart for the Rhinos at the midfield line. Birds goes long to the left wing side, out on the near wing for Aaron Lines. Drawing it down to the 25 as he nutmegs it through. That gets slowed up and dumped there by Chumi, newcomer Chumi. Off of the near wing for Bailey, drops it back again. Chumi and the outside, the near end of the 18, draws it off and out toward midfield. A long feed downfield by Nash for Sabrango. Off the right wing, being chased there by Palguta. Palguta slides in, knocks the ball away out over the near touchline, about 10 yards out for the throw-in for the Whitecaps.
That's one thing, Sabrango in a foot race there against Palguta is not going to happen. He had about a 5 or 6 yard leap on the Rhinos defender, but great recovery defensively. Nice slide tackle by Scotty Palguta.
Chumi off the right wing side, a pass in the middle, off the left foot of Nash down to the 18, rolling out over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. Scott Palguta sporting a new number this year, wearing number 17. Let's see, if not mistaken, he was 20 last year, wasn't he?
Yep. Palguta, now he's actually getting a taste at the stopper position. He's a natural left-footed player. it's good to see a young player get some opportunities, especially to move towards the middle of the park. That shows a lot of faith Coach Callaway has in the youngster, and I think Palguta will do a fine job as a stopper.
Harrison with the kick. Low line drive kick through midfield. Then flick forward across midfield by Shirley Black. And he's bumps into Bailey as they tangle, and the foul is called. So it'll be a restart for the Rhinos as the foul is on Bailey.
This is picking up where it left off last year in the championship game. A lot of contact, a lot of shoulder challenges, and some tough tackles out there.
Across midfield for Younger, drops it back in the center circle. Birch lays it across midfield for Bonsu. Turns through the center circle. He'll drop it back on the near wing, and Palguta across the midfield line. To the outside, along the near touchline for Black, and a pass up the left wing side, tipped toward the middle, as it bounces through with the whistle to stop play, and it'll be a foul on the Whitecaps and a restart for the Rhinos.
I think Chumi played the ball off of his hand, unintentional, but the referee about 2 yards away decided to make the call. But the Whitecaps, their shape, their defenders, their midfielders, Bob Lilly, a master at keeping things compact and tight. Very solid shape early on.
Younger plays it along the near touchline. Lions going toward the end line in the corner, but couldn't get away as the ball rolled off of his left foot and out over the touchline. It'll be a throw in deep in the corner for the Whitecaps in their own end of the field.
It's a good chance for the Rhinos to pin Vancouver deep in. Put some tight pressure on them. Lions marking Bailey tight, Martinez tight on Nash. So the Rhinos can win possession back.
Drawn off of the end line, and Chumi with the left foot drives it out into the center circle. Aloisi is underneath it, steps up and nods it forward, trying to get away on the far wing as it's pushed forward by Kramer. By Novak make that, and the ball knocked down about the 35 with the whistle to stop play, and yet another foul against the Whitecaps.
Yeah, the boots coming up a little bit too high there on Kevin Novak, the newcomer for the Rhinos.
Younger in the middle for Bonsu, dropping it back, and Younger plays it out to the near side for Black, turning back at the midfield line. That's Shirley Black, a hyphenated last name. He says, Black is fine, but don't call me Shirley. And I see his jersey has Shirley on it, so he's probably not too happy about that. Off the left wing side, deep to the corner, as it's drawn away near the end of the 18 and pushed away from Diallo out of the near side. Stepping up, Black to the outside again for Lyons. Back at midfield, and Palguta drives it down to the middle, but it's picked off as they tried to feed it to Ray Martinez. Blocked away, and on the near wing, Jertson will drop it back for Chumi. Spinning around to get away from Lyons. Nifty turnaround up the near touchline, approaching the midfield line. He gets slowed up and is able to keep it in play. Last year's MVP, Jertson, to Nash, and out to the midfield line. Turn to the outside again along the near wing for Jertson. One-on-one with Black, who knocks Jertson down. This time the foul is called on the Rhinos. By the way, the referee for this game is Lee Suckle, and the lines will be handled by Dino Sabaro. And David Potter, and the fourth official is Kevin Barcy.
A lot of stoppages early on, both teams marking tight, a lot of contact. So the flow really not able to start here for either side as the defensive marking has won out so far.
No score, 7th minute. As the ball is put to the outside on the near wing and Lyons after it. Spinning around, trying to get away from Nash, and he's run over by Bailey and sent to the turf. And a foul is called, and so it'll be a restart for the Rhinos from their own 20 on the near side.
It's not a kick. He didn't call the foul. That's just payback. Bailey was upset that he got taken down by Shirley Black, and he just comes in and barrels into Lyons. No call there.
Black along the near wing, but that's off of Bailey and out, so another throw in for the Rhinos, this time for about 45 out.
This game's going to get physical. The referee's going to have to pull out some cards soon to slow things down. 6 minutes in, we've seen 3 or 4 nasty tackles.
Going to get physical?
Right? Yeah, we're there now.
At midfield, blocked away across midfield by Black, but that's right to Nash, and the Whitecaps bring it into Rhino territory. Nash, long cross to the outside on the left flank. And underneath it, where it's taken by Kindell. He'll drop it back to his own side of midfield, and Kahn playing it off into the middle, taken there by Klein. They'll bring it forward. Steve Klein, long across midfield for Sabrango. Turns it to the outside again on the left wing for Testo, but blocked away nicely by Aloisi. And it is out over the touchline on the far side, and a throw-in for the Whitecaps just across midfield on the far side.
A key area for the Rhinos to shut down tonight is Martin Nash. He's not the fastest of players, but when he's got the ball at his feet, he's able to spread it throughout the field. His accuracy, his distribution is excellent. That's a key part the Rhinos need to tighten up on tonight.
Out of bounds again across the way, so it'll be another throw-in for... no, they say it's Rochester's ball across the way on the throw-in on the far side, and Aloisi will take it. So there's no score. We're in the 8th minute. Cross midfield. As they tie up at the midfield line, Nash drops it back to the outside. Now crossed by Testo along his own 35 to the near wing, and carried forward by Chubby. Turns back at his own 35, being watched closely, drops it back to about the 20, and then driven across midfield by Klein. Checking back at the ball, Sabrango, but got away. Burt's across midfield. And off the foot of Bonsu in the center circle, and the Whitecaps up with it. Through ball, trying to sneak it through to Jurtson, and they do. Burt's checking back. Long shot, in they score. Now along the end line, what's the call? Is that a goal? Evidently. Yes. It is a goal. It was trickled just inside the right post. Everybody came to a stop. Everybody looking around. It didn't look like anybody had scored, but it did dribble inside the right post, and the Whitecaps score here in the 9th minute.
It was just a case of Vancouver knocking it short in the middle of the park. The Rhinos' defense just opened for a split second. A bit of a gap between Aloisi and Kenny Burt's. It spread things out too much. You can see Burt's now talking to Aloisi saying, come in a little tighter. You got out too wide there. And that's where the goal came from that right side of the Rhinos' defense. A big gaping hole there. Vancouver quick to expose the Rhinos' hole in defense.
So Jurtson, I believe he's the one that gets credit for the goal. His first of the season, should be assisted by Nash. And so the first goal is scored on the night by the Whitecaps. And Vancouver now with 2 shots, scoring 1 goal.
Nash has got to be isolated. You give him that kind of time and you show a hole like that, you're only asking for trouble.
All right, the restart as a foul was called on the Whitecaps, and it'll be a kick for the Rhinos 35 yards out into Vancouver territory. Along the far side, Ben Younger to take the kick. Waits for the players to move up on the play. Burt's will join the mix of bodies down around the 18. Here's Ben Younger with the right foot. Delivers down inside the box. Burt's up but couldn't quite reach it. And it'll be brought away out of the box by Bailey. Works his way in. A pass into the middle for Jurtson. Turning back for the ball. Joey Jurtson, who had a very successful season last year, picks up where he left off here. Jurtson last year in the lineup. Trying to come up with his number here as the ball is played away. 28 games last year, 12 goals, 7 assists, 31 points.
That's a nice balance. A lot of times you see either one way or the other, a lot of goals, a lot of assists, but Jurtson did a nice job balancing the scoring and the creating.
We have a Rochester player down on the turf along the near side. I believe that's Bonsu. As he got mixed up, the boots were up kind of high right there, and I think he got clipped. So it'll be a throw-in on the near side of the field, or a restart for the Rhinos on the near side. These games are brought to you in part by the World Gym. Real gyms, real people, real results. By Power Trip, taste the power. By Harrow East Athletic Club on the web at harroweast.com. All of those will be sponsoring these broadcasts all season long. As play picks up again, this time a foul is called on the Rhinos, so it'll be a free kick for the Whitecaps from their own 25.
Ray Martinez gets the unusual start. Normally it's a spark off the bench for the Rhinos, but with Ray playing up top, he doesn't see the ball enough. An outside midfield position, Ray is so challenging and so creative. He sees a lot more of the ball. I think that's where he'd be better suited.
Well, certainly it would have been Delicate to start, but he's been bothered and has had diarrhea and throwing up with some kind of, I don't know if it's a virus or food poisoning or what it's been the last few days. Here's Diallo along the left wing side. Going to the end line. He's run over. And upended by Kahn, goes down hard. And it'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. Caught it 5 yards out off the near side of the field, maybe 10 yards out.
That's what Diallo brings to the table, though. A huge amount of pace, a great touch. He's a forward who's at another level. He's played in Europe. His first touch is excellent. Look for a lot of big things from Diallo.
Lines to serve it up. A left-footed kick or an out-swinging kick. As the bodies battle along the 6. Here's Lines. Low delivery into the box, but headed away now by Nash. Coming out around the 25. Underneath it, Martinez. Settles the ball, pushing it to the outside for Novak. Turns it up the right wing, being chased there by Testo, and that's blocked away and out of bounds off of Novak. So a throw in across the way for the Whitecaps. And it's taken away from Jurtson. The Rhinos have it back, and a pass in the middle for Bonsu. Volleys it forward, but that's headed away and out toward the middle circle. Jurtson underneath it, but lost it, and it's now pulled away by Sabrango of the Whitecaps. Kenny Burt's has the yellow armband on, so is wearing the captain's armband here.
Not bad for a guy only in his second professional year. Last year you could see he had the makings of a captain. Very vocal, very strong.
Certainly demands a lot of respect.
Without a doubt.
On and off the field. Back at midfield, Aloisi with a pass on the right side. Tipped toward the middle, brought away by Martinez. To the 35, goes to the outside, and getting underneath it is Klein to jam it in the air, out around the 35. Martinez again in underneath it, trying to settle the ball as he and Testo battle. Dropped off, 35 in the middle. Minyonger back into the center circle for Palguta. Pushing into the outside of the near wing, and moving up with the ball is Black. On the left wing side for Lines. Turns all the way back toward midfield, drops it off at the midfield line for Palguta. Long to the left wing side. Blocked away off of Diallo, but recovered by the Whitecaps. And in the middle, pass to the outside by Clark. Along the far wing across midfield is Testo. Into Rhino territory. Now works back up the middle. He'll lay it to the outside, but back on the ball goes Novak. Winning the race to the ball and jerks it on in. Novak will spin it out toward midfield. Blocked up in the air by Kahn as he and Martinez battle on across the way. Martinez taken down. And the ball out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos across the way. Just a little bit to their own side of the midfield line. 1-0 in favor of Vancouver. We're now in the 14th minute.
Kendall picks up the ball. He's like, I got all ball. A little more of Ray Martinez than the ball there.
Runaway, Minyunger in the center circle. Drops it to his own side of midfield for Palguta. Return pass across midfield for Johnny Minyunger. To the outside of the near wing. Sliding in on the Black. Had to hustle to try and come up with the ball. Minyunger to the outside of the near wing and carried forward by Lines. Long service down to the near corner of the 18, but can't sneak it through to Diallo. Headed away and now played up into the stands by Nash. Throw in for the Rhinos, 20 yards out on the near side. But back out of the midfield line, we do see Bailey is down on the pitch, and so we have a stoppage of play momentarily here. 15th minute, and a 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Other sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Nextel, Power Up, by Best Mobile, where style, safety, and all-wheel drive come together. And also brought to you by Auction Direct. For your next car, log on to auctiondirect.com.
The Rhinos attack, missing Matthew Delicott, really it puts a whole new fold into how the Rhinos can attack tonight. You can see they're going short with Delicott, and it gives you that long ball option. But with Diallo and Martinez, the ball's got to be played on the ground. They're not going to be very successful in the air. So the Rhinos now, they have one option, play it on the ground, a lot of possession. With Delicott, you can continue to play some possession soccer, but also knock it deep and try to have some players work off of him. I think that's a huge loss. It's a huge change to the Rhinos' style of attack tonight.
Well, it's nice to be back, folks, on 1040 YSL. WYSL is our flagship station, if you will. Bob Savage and J.C. DeLass, and, of course, Bob D'Angelo. Nick Busco is running everything back at the station here tonight, so certainly glad to return to the Big 10-4-0.
Very happy. I've worked with them on my show, The Soccer Report, for the last 10 years. And
in spite of that, they allow us to put soccer on.
Can you
here.
believe it? Nothing but first class. Bob Savage, Bobby D'Angelo, wonderful people.
Down to the end line, pushed to the outside of the near wing. Lines will serve it down inside, and it's headed out over the end line. And that off of the Rhinos. It'll be a goal kick for the Whitecaps.
Minyunger's screaming, I'm 5'5". How am I going to win that ball in the air? But the Caps do get the goal kick instead of Testo. It's off Minyunger's head.
Bailey's off the pitch, but he is up and seemingly is all right. Now he checks back in. So the keeper, Kaeg, will take the kick with the right foot, drives it out through midfield. He comes in with a 1 goal against average on the season. Rhino territory. Black turning to the outside. Left outside defender, Shirley Black. And the, to check actually, Stephen Shirley Black. Had to check the first name. He's got so many names. Up the near side, Martinez across midfield. Drop back and long pass by Black up the left wing side, down near the end line. It's popped up in the air, moving in underneath of Martinez. Heads into the middle, moving in Diallo. He drops the ball down, kicked away before he got a shot off and picked up at the 6 by the goalkeeper, Kaeg. Wow, as the Rhinos finally come up with some offensive opportunities.
That's how they're going to penetrate this big, tough Vancouver defense. Quick passes on the ground, utilize the speed of Diallo. You can see that first touch. The defender didn't know what hit him. Diallo, another couple inches. He's got an easy poke in the net.
Long play through midfield. Birch will play it aside on the near wing. Lines drops it back for Black. He'll draw it up the left wing side. Lines toward the middle for Bonsu. Still his own side of midfield. And the pass now picked off by Clark, who turns it to the outside of the near wing for Bailey. Drops it back to his own 40. And Chumi then turns, and he'll send it all the way back to the 18 for the keeper. Kaeg out outside the 18. Will first time it through midfield. Aloisi and underneath it for the Rhinos. Up the far wing for Novak. That's then played across midfield. One touch toward the middle. Sabrango in underneath it. Rhinos 45. Drops it off for Testo. And back at midfield for Nash. Turning it to the outside on the left wing. Long service down to the Rhino 20. And getting to it, Palguta with the right foot. Pops it up in the air in the far wing and out near midfield. As they collide there. A short hop on the kick by Nash, but put it out of bounds on the far side. Throw in for the Rhinos from their own 35.
Too much of a gap. There's a big pocket between Bonsu and Bertz. Sabrango, Jertson, they're just camped out right in that space there. The Rhinos need to be a little more compact in order to defend as a unit. Right now, there's just too much of a space.
Cross midfield for Menyunger, turning to the outside, being bothered there by Clark. Menyunger up the right wing, looking for the through ball. Twist to the outside is tied up as Diallo, and the ball at the far end of the 18, driven away, and the ball comes out near midfield. Aloisi able to head it forward in the middle for Bonsu. From 40 yards out, lays it to the outside of the near wing for Black, and up the left wing side for Lyons, along the near touch line. Lyons chased by Bailey, across along the 18, but booted away. Bonsu with the right foot, cracks it in, but way up over top of everything into the stands and out of play. So the Rhinos get a good drive on that, but it's a little high.
Those are the shots you dream of seeing when you're playing that withdrawn midfield position. That ball just comes squeaking out there. Bonsu lets a rifle go with the right foot, just gets underneath it a bit. But it's a good look from a defensive midfield position. You don't get to see many of those. I'm sure Bonsu would like that one back.
19th minute, 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Cross midfield, and across midfield into Rhino territory is Martinez touching it back, and now a long drive on the left wing side by Burks. That's down near the end line, flicked to the outside, spinning around, and still kept in by Chuli on the end line to the 18 on the near wing, and Klein will drive it up the near side. Stepping in, getting a foot on it, Palguta up the left wing for Lyons, turning around as he's double-teamed along the near touch line. Sneaks by Chumi, then he goes down hard, and play goes on, no foul is called. Pass out to the 25, Palguta blocks it forward, but then he's called the foul as he drove Jertson up the back, so it'll be a free kick for the Whitecaps from around their own 25.
Little shove there from Palguta. Again, things getting testy here. Palguta figures he'll give him a shot. It's deep in Vancouver territory. The Rhinos have plenty of time to regroup defensively.
Well, it was a year ago when we opened this park here, and it's just a little bit drier tonight.
And you're not holding up the tent. The water puddle isn't right above our head. It's a lot different, I'd say.
That's a night we'll never forget.
I tell that story over and over. It's incredible.
Cross midfield, Menyunger goes down. And no call made as the ball is played down inside the 18, and out to take it is Kay. Gill first time at across midfield, coming down around the Rochester 40, headed back toward midfield by Aloisi. Well, it's picked up again by the Whitecaps along the midfield line. In the center circle, Clark goes to the outside on the near wing. Cross midfield is Bailey, being watched by Aaron Lyons. Pass off in the middle. Jertson drops it back to the midfield line, and stepping up Chumi long up the right side, but it's offside against the Whitecaps. First offside of the match.
Coach Calloway and Yuka Maslin, the assistant coach, got to be a little concerned with what they're seeing so far from the Rhinos. They're not compact. There's a lot of loose marking going on. Callaway noted for his hard-nosed defense, but tonight, the first 20, 21 minutes, a lot of holes, a lot of gaps the Rhinos need to correct.
Off the left side, Black sends it through midfield. The floater coming down to the Vancouver 30. Underneath it is Klein. He'll then pass out to midfield, flicked across midfield by Clark for Sabrango. Checking back at the ball as he's upended by Burch, and the ball still controlled by the Whitecaps. And the far wing, going to pass into the center circle for Testo. Spinning around to get away from Aloisi. Turns it to the outside. On the far wing, drop back across midfield into Rhino territory. And a pass to the middle for Klein. He'll roll it ahead to the center circle for Clark. Checking back at the ball and to the outside of the near wing for Chumi. Watch there by Lyons, bringing it forward. Stepping in to intercept Palguta across midfield and overran the ball, but turns back, picks it up again. As of the midfield line, plays it back to his own side of midfield. In the middle, Burch with the pass center circle. Bonsu dropping it back for Aloisi as they work it off on the right wing side. Drop back in the middle for Kenny Burch. Long line drive kick downfield. Underneath it. Flick toward the middle by Diallo as he's up in it to the outside for Lyons, and he's taken down face first. In fight of the foul is called. The Rhinos will have a free kick 20 yards out along the near touch line.
I tell you, this thing, it's getting comical here. These guys are going at the Rhinos haven't played since April 15th. Vancouver, their last game was April 28th, and you can see the sharpness. There's definitely an edge to Vancouver. Their touches, they're moving off the ball just a little ahead of the Rhinos right now.
Lyons will take the kick. 22nd minute, 1-0 in favor of the Whitecaps. Vancouver having scored back in the ninth. Here's the service down to the 10 and headed away out of the box. First time in by Martinez, blocked away. Rolled to the outside of the near wing and stepping up Shirley Black on the left wing. Crossing again, down inside of the 10. Here now, Palguta nods it to the outside, but that's right to the defender who drives it away out to midfield. And the defender underneath that was Kindell on the way back in the center circle. Aloisi for the Rhinos. Menyunger turns it to the outside and up the right wing on the attack. Here comes Novak to the 35, looking toward the middle, being watched closely by Testo. One pass, touch on the ball by Menyunger, driven back to the midfield line. Crossed again to the outside for Black. On the left wing, turns to get away from Bailey. Drops it to his own side of midfield, taken there by Palguta. Cross through the center circle, off of the far wing. In underneath it, Aloisi. Turns it to the outside for Novak. Checking back and pass him on the far touchline for Younger. And just dribbled out over the line and an offside. So a throw in for the Whitecaps.
Yeah, it just trickled out over the sideline. Younger tried to twist his body all the way around. And by the time he did that, it just went over the line there. But the Rhinos some good possession now. Getting some more confidence on the ball. Vancouver has knocked the ball around like a team that's almost a mid-season form.
Headed forward up in the air and played back at the midfield line. Underneath it, Burtz drops it off at the midfield line. Again, gets it right back. Aloisi in the middle as the Rhinos are trailing 1-0, 24th minute here at Baytech Park. This is the first home game of the season, the third game of the season for the Rhinos, and also the third for the Whitecaps. Cross midfield, headed away to the outside. And so a throw in for the Rhinos, 35 yards out off the right wing.
I like what I've seen from the left side with Shirley Black and Aaron Lyons, natural left-footed players. Great ability to serve the ball in the box. On the right side, Aloisi and Novak have got to get organized.
Playing up the far wing, dropped back in the middle, and Nash has it. On him is Younger, turned to the outside again. Palguta ahead, but blocked in the air by Novak. Heads it down near the end line, then headed away by Kahn. On the far wing, dropped to the outside by Martinez, and then it's deflected all the way out to the 35 on the far wing for Aloisi. Out the right wing for Novak. A return pass, Aloisi works down on the right wing, looking for a cross, down on the 15, but Martinez couldn't get to it, then it's hammered in the air out toward midfield. Nodded to the outside again for Novak. Turning back toward the middle, being chased there, dropping back at the midfield line, stumping up Burtz. Rolls it up the right wing for Martinez. Turns and gets away, drops it off Aloisi on the outside. Novak, return pass, Aloisi up the right wing to the end line, taken down hard, and another foul is called. Free kick for the Rhinos, 20 yards out off the right wing.
You know, that's got to be a yellow card. That's a nasty challenge. The studs are up. Aloisi's checking his right thigh, and he's looking at the referee's assistant. That's the third time Vancouver has come in with the studs up. And we'll see what the Rhinos come up with on the restart. You can see, though, Ray Martinez, he's getting a little frustrated. He's not getting the ball. He's checking back a lot more.
Cross off wing side in front, punched away by the keeper, Keg, and then a first-time volley out through midfield. Turning back into the center circle, underneath it is Novak. Cross it to the outside. Aloisi won't get to it. So the Rhinos turn it over, give it away, and it'll be a throw into the far side of the field for the Whitecaps from about 40 yards out of their own end.
That's a bad giveaway there. It destroys the whole attack, stops the whole flow. The Rhinos have had enough trouble getting any kind of rhythm going tonight. And a poor giveaway like that, Coach Callaway is going to have a few choice words. He's got a couple guys actually warming up right now off the bench.
Throw in at midfield. Turning back of the ball, Jertson to the outside. Pushed forward by Testo across midfield. And then he's grabbed onto, so it's a foul called. And a free kick for the Whitecaps from the Rochester 45 off the left wing side. 1-0 in favor of the Whitecaps. We're now in the 26th minute here at Baytech Park.
Looks like it's John Ball warming up for the Rhinos and Danny Kramer. Those are right-sided players. And again, that right side of Aloisi and Novak has been a bit disorganized here. So they're loosening up. We'll see if they get the nod.
Ball delivered down inside the 18, but headed away and out by Burtz on the near wing. And turning back, Lyons drops it off. Once again, Burtz, this time with the left foot, shanks it off the outside of his foot, coming down in the Vancouver player bench. Throw in near midfield on the near side for the Whitecaps. It'll be Chumi to take the throw in. Spells his name Tchoumi. Chumi.
Whatever he likes.
At midfield, drop down to the midfield line. Younger takes it there. Turning into the center circle. Back in to block it away is Testo, and the ball on the far wing. Cleared across midfield into Rhino territory. As it's nodded forward, getting to it at his own 20. And Palguta will lay it back to his keeper, Chase Harrison. 2 shots in the game so far for Vancouver, 1 for the Rhinos.
One big one for Vancouver where they exposed the big gap in the Rhinos defense. It's going to happen. It's new players working together. Valo not in to organize defensively. And there was the gap. Vancouver's such a seasoned team. They found the gap.
Spinning around, Bailey across midfield, turned to the outside of the near wing, pushed into Rhino territory, in behind us, Sabrango, and it's an offside. 28th minute, 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps.
I thought Sabrango timed his run just right.
Oh, he was way offside. Joey, he had to be 25 feet offside at least.
Did you get your glasses checked in the offseason? 25 feet. What world is this guy living in?
Hey, the ref finally made a good call.
He was behind the play. That's why he made a good call.
Or the linesman, I guess.
Linesman, referee's assistant.
Back at the midfield line, Bonsu drops at his own side of midfield for Black. He'll lay it back for Palguta to the outside again for Black. And again is Shirley Black. And being the lazy person that I am, I only use half of it. It's a hyphenated name. He said using Black is fine. Turn to the outside of the near wing, brought forward by Bailey. Down to the 35. Being watched closely by Black. Now turns toward the middle of the 20. Sneaks the ball through, but the roller is scooped up at his 4 by Harrison.
Luckily for the Rhinos, Sabrango made a beautiful diagonal run. Bailey went to the inside with the pass. Sabrango wanted it to their right foot, where he could just turn and smash it on goal. But Bailey plays it to the opposite side. Great run by Sabrango.
Harrison with a kick. Drives it out through midfield, coming down to the Vancouver 35. Nodded back toward midfield, stolen by Bonsu on the right wing for Novak. He tries to play it forward, but is blocked away and out to midfield. Picked up again by the Whitecaps. Testo through the center circle. To the outside of the near wing for Chumi. Pass ahead across the midfield line for Bailey. As he's challenged right there by Lyons, Bailey drops it back to Chumi. Got away from him out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos on the near side. 45 yards out. Or maybe even 50 out for the Whitecaps into the field. And take it away now. Diallo with it. Turns it to the outside. Spinning back. Double teamed. Then he's taken down on a tackle. And no call as the ball is played out through the center circle. Birch turning back. Heads it away from Jertson off of the far wing for Aloisi. Drawing it forward out to near midfield. Long kick downfield, but blocked away. Back at midfield again. Jertson plays it in the center circle for Sabrango. Spinning around, drops it to his own side of midfield for Nash. As he looks over the field, goes long to the right wing, and Bailey trying to get in underneath it. Chased there by Black, and the ball is blocked. Bailey's blocked away from the ball and rolls out. Throw in for the Rhinos on the near side.
That's a great ball for Martin Nash. Bailey's got to be a little more aggressive. Cut in diagonally to win that ball, but again, Nash, great vision. That's got to be closed off. The Rhinos defense will be grateful if they can tighten him up a little bit.
Cross midfield, first time forward by Klein to Sabrango. Nash through the middle on the left wing side, breaking in is Testo, but checking back on the ball to knock it away is Novak. And the Rhinos have it. Ben Younger turns it out toward midfield. Approaching the midfield line, across midfield for Bonsu. Leaving it there for Lyons. Through ball, and Martinez tripped up, taken down. No call is made as he tried to sneak through. He was almost got to the races.
That was it for Ray. That's all he needed.
Back to the outside. Sabrango on the left wing into Rhino territory. Down to the 25 on the far touchline. Being watched closely by Novak. As Novak steps in, he'll take it away from Sabrango, who goes down, and Novak will drop it back.
Sabrango tried to be fancy with the back heel. Actually got his foot caught in the turf, and Novak said, thank you very much.
Cross midfield, headed away to the outside, but turning back for the ball, Martinez drops it to his own side of midfield for Novak, and he'll play it even further back to Aloisi. With the right foot across midfield. It's over Martinez, up in the air, and back into Rhino territory. Bonsu heads it down. Let the Whitecaps get to it. Nash, pass in the middle, intercepted by Lyons. Drops it off. Burtz has it from his own 30. Rolls it along through the middle on the near side for Black. 31st minute, and a 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Palguta turning it to the outside again on the near wing. First half of play. Palguta along his 20 into the middle for Burtz. Turns it to the outside of the far wing for Aloisi. Draws it forward up the right wing and a long kick downfield. Martinez trying to get in underneath it. Big hop into the 18, headed away by Kaeg on the far side and up into the stands.
Ray Martinez has got to get some more touches on the ball. Very creative, and he has not seen enough action here in the first half.
To the outside, Aloisi from his own 40. Drops it back at the midfield line. Taken there by Burtz. Through the center circle. Crossing off on the near wing for Black. Right on him is Bailey. Pass it for Lyons as he's wiped out there by Chumi. And again, a foul is called. And this time it'll be some plastic coming out. The yellow card issued to Chumi here in the 32nd minute.
In my opinion, long overdue. There's been a lot of challenges. Studs exposed. Now the referee, 31 minutes, decides to bring it out. It's about time. That hopefully will settle down some of the nonsense that's going on.
So, kick for the Rhinos. Again, 35 yards out off the left wing. Lyons will take the kick. Picks the ball up, throws it forward a few yards. Gains some ground. Delivery to the near end of the 18. Settled defeat by Menyunger. Drawing along the 18. Trying for a cross in front, but blocked away. And carried off by Testo. Works up the middle. The 40 grabbed onto his jersey, stretched out a little bit by Palguta, but got away with it.
I don't understand that free kick, though. You got huge options in the box, and you go short to Menyunger.
Yeah.
It's a bad choice.
Drawn off in the middle. Nash takes it 35 yards out. Far into the 18. Jertson turns it to the outside. Across in front, but blocked away and out off Novak. Throw in for the Whitecaps on the far side of the field from 10 yards out.
This is a dream start for the Whitecaps. I think they expected the Rhinos to come out on fire. The Rhinos are very, very flat here in the first half, and it's their home opener. They just can't find any rhythm.
I think on that last service in the box, you could have gone short to Younger, but I think you fully would have expected a flick on.
Back into the box, you've got Burtz, Palguta. These guys are huge targets. Bonsu, they can win the balls in the air. To go short to Younger, he gets immediate pressure. That's a waste of an excellent opportunity.
A takedown of midfield by the Rhinos, so it's a restart for Vancouver at the midfield line. Nash with the right foot sends it through midfield. Jurtson, one touch off to Clark. They hit the mid lines. Clark looking for the through ball, but intercepted by Birch, takes it away. Lays it to the outside of the near wing, and after it goes Younger. Spins around. Johnny Younger dropping it off. Black has it again. Rolls it down to his 20 for Palguta. 34th minute and a 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Aloisi on the right wing side. Long service through midfield, but blocked away again by Kahn across midfield into Rhino territory for Testo. He'll drop it off at the midfield line for Martin Nash and a pass into the center circle for Jurtson. Turns around there, drops it back on the midfield line, and now taken by Martinez. Turns to the outside to get away from Kahn. Off the right wing, drawing it down to the 35, being watched closely as he's being watched there by Kindell, and the pass to the far wing, take it back at the midfield line.
That's where Ray's got to be, though. He's got to be on that outside flank. I think he's so much more effective there.
How good on the near side, Black at midfield. Ahead for Lines across the midfield line, being watched closely by Chummy. Back at midfield. Return pass and a give and go. Lines hits it off in the middle for Diallo. Pass forward to 20, turning. Martinez, right-footed kick, but blocked away up over top of the crossbar and into the stands. That evidently was put straight up in the stands. I thought it might have gone off of a Vancouver player, but evidently it is into the stands and a goal kick for the Whitecaps.
Martinez tried a nice quick little turn there, found some space about 20 yards out, tried to bend it with the inside of the right foot, just leaning a little too far back there, but a good look at goal for Martinez. A couple more of those, some more confidence, and Diallo and Martinez hopefully will be on the score sheet.
Aloisi turning around, being chased there by Jurtson, drops it back to the keeper. Harrison has it. 1-0 in favor of the Whitecaps. Almost give it away, but Harrison able to jam it out into the midfield circle and just in time. Taken now by the Whitecaps, their own side of midfield. Cross midfield into Rhino territory, but getting the boot on it is Palguta to send it the other way. That's to the end of the field to our left, chased down on the far side by Diallo, but couldn't keep it in play. It's out and a throw-in across the way for the Whitecaps from their own 35.
Vancouver content now. They're masters of taking the lead, slowing things down, attack when they need to, look for the quick counter. That's the Bob Lilly style. He's been so effective over the years with that.
Stepping up, Black steps in behind. Bailey delivers up the left wing side to Lines, throwing it down to the 15, to the end line. Here's a cross to the back post. Knocked down in front along the 6, and the ball to the end line is scooped up by Kagan. He holds on.
Good streaking run there from Kevin Novak, the right midfielder. Comes blasting into the box, gets a piece of the ball, actually hits the traffic that's in front of the net there, but a good run by the outside midfielder, kind of pinching in, trying to get more involved in the attack.
Serve through midfield. Bailey underneath it at the midfield line. Lines on him as the ball knocked down. Played to the outside of the near wing by Nash for Chummy. Cross midfield. Drops it back his own side of midfield for Nash. Now he'll switch it through the center circle off of the left wing. Taken there by Kindell off the left wing side. Cross midfield into Rhino territory. Blocked away in the center circle, and Clark to the outside again for Kindell. At the midfield line. Long service downfield, up in the air off a hitter. Black in underneath it will volley kick it out into the center circle. Nash gets the left foot on it, but puts it up into the stands and on a play.
I think Nash doing that purposely to get the substitute in for the Rhinos.
Well, checking in is Smith here in the 37th minute, and Chummy is out.
Could be an early night for Chummy. 36 minutes in, Lilly going to the bench already. He's got to kind of yank Chummy back to shake his hand. He's upset. He's coming off already. Not sure if he's injured or if Coach Lilly making a tactical adjustment, not liking what he sees on the left side, because Lines has been effective here with Shirley Black on this side.
Off the right wing for Nash. Turning back into the middle. Sneaks a pass through. Testo in underneath it from 25 out. Took a look at the net, but no shot. Off the near corner of the 18. Taken by Jurtson. He'll cross it through to the far corner. In underneath it. Left-footed kick in, but way wide. Well, not really way wide. Actually up over top of the net by about 5 feet. And so the Rhinos will have a goal kick.
Yeah, Younger and Bonsu in the middle of the park for the Rhinos. still a little too much space there, a little too lax on the marking. And if that can tighten up, it'll take off some of the pressure on the Rhinos' defense. To this point, very, very weak performance by the Rhinos overall.
The newcomer defender Graham Smith at 6'175", a 19-year-old of Victoria, British Columbia, out of the University of British Columbia. Out of bounds, throw in on the near side for the Rhinos across midfield.
Another big boy. It'll be an aerial presence trying to slow down lines, and Shirley Black on this left side.
As for Martinez, couldn't reach it. On the attack on the Whitecaps. Turning it to the outside, Sabrango on the near wing for Jurtson. Drawing it back in the middle at the 25. Slide tackle by Lines, tipped toward the net. Picked up on the second bounce by the keeper, Chase Harrison. He'll throw it out of the far wing. Aloysian underneath it. Rhinos bringing it forward. Trailing in this one 1-0 here in the 39th minute. Cross midfield, Minyunger. Turning back, nifty move to get away from Nash. Bringing it forward, being challenged from behind. Drops it back, center circle, Bonsu. Long to the outside of the left wing for Lines. He'll then turn it along the near wing. Sneaks by Smith. At the near end of the 18. Moving in. Cross, back post, but that's through the 6 out the far end. Moving in. Dribble on the 6, but booted away again and out high. In underneath it is Novak. There was Aloisi down deep.
That's got to be a ball that's driven hard across. Either gets poked in or deflected in. It was just too soft coming across the face of the goal.
Handed away out of bounds by Smith. Deep in the corner. Throw in from about 2 yards out of the near corner for the Rhinos. Black with the throw in for Lines. Draws it along the 18. Turning around Ben Younger from 20 yards out in the middle for Bonsu. But he's challenged from behind. The ball is taken away. Here come the Jurtson for the Whitecaps. Spinning back his own side of midfield. Lays it to the open wing on the near side. And down drawn across midfield by Bailey. Lays it along the midfield line. Jurtson spinning around. Martinez challenging him from behind. Pass in for Zabrango. At the Rochester 40 in the middle. A grab on foul is called on the Rhinos. And Bert said, look, he was pulling my jersey.
There's just too much time, too many touches in the midfield for Vancouver. The Rhinos have got to apply more pressure. The Rhino midfielders are being forced to make some creative moves and take on defenders. Vancouver gets time to stop the ball, to turn and take a look around. The marking is just way, way too soft.
40th minute, and a 1-0 lead for Vancouver. Rhinos take it away. Aloisi approaching the midfield line. Sneaks one across. Turning back for it is Diallo, but he's taken down. Foul is called. Free kick for the Rhinos. Here comes a quick restart. Then Younger in the middle. 35, turning down the middle to the 25. Through ball, chasing Martinez, but out to scoop it up at the 8-yard line is Keg. Nice through ball, just a little bit too far through.
Great driving run there by Johnny Younger, taking on some defenders. Those are the runs they're going to loosen up the defense. It'll open up the through balls. And Martinez, his first touch, just a little too far there, but still a good opportunity. It's a good sign for the Rhinos.
Birch, long delivery up the left wing side. Smith in the corner being chased by Lines. Smith back for the Whitecaps. Lets it roll and rolls out. Throw in for the Whitecaps from their own 10 on the near side.
The Rhinos, again, a great opportunity. Pin them in deep, mark them up tight. The person who threw the ball in last time was the release. Don't let them get out so easy this time. There you go.
Flick toward the middle. Martinez turning to the outside, but Bailey blocks it away. Younger stepping in. Rhinos have it back. Black to the outside for Lines along the near touchline. 35 yards out. Draws it off in the middle. Turning back Younger. Lays it back to the midfield line. And Birch through the center circle off on the right wing side to Aloisi. Looks downfield. Goes to the outside for Novak. One touch on the ball, but blocked away. Taken right back by the Whitecaps. Then a challenge. Stolen right back by Novak. And bumped away from him as he and Testo battle. At the midfield line, Aloisi drops it back. His own side of midfield now to Kenny Birch. Sabrango watching him. Birch turns to the middle. He'll lay it along his 40 on the near side for Palguta. To the outside, near midfield for Black. Drops it back for Palguta once again.
Every step of the way, though, where the Rhinos touch the ball, there's pressure coming from Vancouver. When the Whitecaps get the ball, it's a different story.
Then Younger spins to get away from Kahn. Moving down to the middle, the 25. Looking to sneak through. Tripped up, taken down. And the ball recovered to the 18 by the Whitecaps. A little discussion by the Rhinos amongst themselves saying, what's going on here? And the ball booted away out of bounds by Palguta. Throw in on the near side for the Whitecaps.
Smith will have a go at this one here. He's going to tie his shoe. Look at this. Talk about time killing. Coach
referee coming over
to do some major shuffling in the dressing room at halftime for the Rhinos.
That was the longest shoe tying event that I've seen since about a 2-year-old trying to tie a shoe.
Typical Vancouver stuff. Bob Lilly, the master of protecting the lead, no matter what it takes.
And out of bounds on the near side, another throw in for Vancouver along the near touchline. Blocked by Bailey to the outside, turning back, lays it off for Smith. Long feed forward, tipped aside by Bonsu. And Palguta pass forward to Benyunger to Bonsu, dropping it to the outside for Lyons on the near wing. Return pass to the midfield line for Martinez. Step over, turning off the ball, and lays it to the outside for Lyons. Pass toward the middle, up with it Bonsu. Drawing it forward, looking for the through ball, but stepping in to intercept is Klein, and it goes the other way. Whitecaps have the ball. To the outside of the near wing for Bailey. And along the near side, up with it Smith. Long chip with the right wing and into Rhino territory. Birch back to head it away from Sabrango. Carried forward. Palguta to the outside. Long boot downfield by Black, but underneath it again is the Klein of the Whitecaps. In the middle, taken by Benyunger as it 40 yards out. Center circle of Bonsu to the outside of the right wing for Aloisi. Pass at the right wing for Novak. Turns in behind, trying to get away from Kindell, and the ball rolls away and out of bounds. Throw in for the Whitecaps. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rhinos. By Salvatore's. They deliver everything but babies. By Zweigels, the official hot dog at Paytech Park. And also by Cintas. Service professionals. Discover what Cintas can do for your organization. Long kick through midfield. Nobody back for the Rhinos. They'll all have to chase it down. Harrison way out of his net on the far side.
Yeah, at this point, it's Vancouver getting in the locker room with the 1-0 lead. Protect it as much as you can. Long ball. Keep it in the Rhinos half of the field. And then see what you can do in the second half.
45th minute. 1-0 in favor of Vancouver. Long service downfield. And at the 25, headed away back toward the center circle. Bailey drops it off. It's in, played back at the midfield line where it's taken by Testo. Drops it off at the midfield line for Nash. Lays it to the outside. Kindell moving up the left wing. Long service down inside. Sabrango blocks it forward. One hop. Picked up by the keeper, Harrison.
That's where you get Scotty Vallow. He's used to working with Kenny Burtz. There was a little miscommunication there. Burtz normally is going to head that away. Harrison doesn't either call him off or doesn't call for the ball. So there was a scary moment there for the Rhinos.
Pass through ball, but too far through as Diallo couldn't get to it. Down inside the 18, the keeper, Kaeg, waits. Martinez pressures, so Kaeg picks the ball up.
1 minute of stoppage time.
All right, we're in stoppage time. Ball volleyed through midfield by the keeper, Kaeg. Headed in the air, coming down to the midfield line. Knotted back into Rhino territory. Knocked down by Jertson. Spinning around Testo to the outside. Kindell moving up the left wing. Cross down into the middle for Sabrango, spinning around, lays it to the outside of the near wing for Bailey. He'll go for the back post, and then it's headed away, and Birch, as up with it was Harrison. Looked like he had it, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Birch to head it away.
Well, you saw what happened the last time. Harrison and Birch, neither of them went for it. This time, Birch says, nah, I'm going for it all the way. And they make no mistake, and Birch takes no chances there.
So a corner kick for Vancouver off the right wing side. Nash in swinging kick. High for the backside. And handed back in the middle by Bailey, coming down to the 18. Blocked away, Birch in underneath it. Benyunger, half volley kick, sends it out across midfield. Turning back goes Klein. Chased by Diallo. Pass off the near wing. Flick forward toward the end line, and getting to it is Palguta. As it's blocked away and out of bounds by Bailey into the stands, and a throw in for the Rhinos.
I got to give Vancouver credit.
There's the whistle.
Good pressure.
So the play comes to an end here. As the first half is history. And Vancouver coming away with a 1-0 lead in the half. So we have completed one half of play here at Paytech Park, and tonight, after one half, it's the Vancouver Whitecaps 1 and the Rochester Raging Rhinos 0. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Paytech Park tonight, the first home game, the third game of the season for the Rhinos. First half has been completed. The first half statistics brought to you by Time Warner. Get all in one. Digital cable, Roadrunner, digital phone, one simple package, one low price. Looking at what happened in the first half, 1 goal scored in the 9th minute. Joey Jertson picking up his first of the season, Nash assisting, and that gave the Whitecaps a 1-0 lead. Looking at the shot clock, 5 shots in the first half for the Whitecaps, 2 shots for the Rhinos. 2 corners against Vancouver, or for Vancouver, and no corner kicks for the Rhinos. There was 1 offside against Vancouver, none against Rochester. 11 fouls on Vancouver, 7 fouls on the Rhinos, so 18 fouls in that first half of play, Joey.
It was physical right off the bat. A lot of challenges, a lot of studs up. You've got to take your hats off, though, to Vancouver. They're the away team, and they're putting the pressure on the Rhinos. Every spot of the field is covered perfectly by the Whitecaps. They've done a nice job so far pressuring the Rhinos at the Rhinos' home pitch.
Well, you did make a good point there a little bit ago. Not that,
geez, thanks.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while. I might be the only one this season. But anyway, what you said was that Vancouver played last week. The Rhinos haven't played for about 3 weeks, and it certainly looked that way.
Absolutely. They look like the crisper team. They're moving off the ball, looks much sharper. The Rhinos have played against a couple of college teams in this 2.5, 3 week break, but the pace when you go from a college team back to the professional ranks, so much more different. So the Rhinos getting their feet wet, getting acclimated to the faster pace, I think, of league play.
So we've completed a half here at Paytech Park. Again, it's a 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps over the Rhinos after one half. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. 1-0 in favor of the Vancouver Whitecaps over the Rhinos after one half of play. Tonight's intermission interview brought to you by Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rhinos. And we're joined now by Steve Donner, one of the owners of the Rhinos franchise. Congratulations, getting another season underway here.
Oh, thanks, Don. It sure does feel great to be back here, getting the season started, and just smelling the sounds and smelling the food cooking and hearing the sounds of a new season.
By the way, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, who told?
27 or 28?
28.
28 today?
Times a couple almost.
Yeah. That's great. Can you believe this is 12th year already for this team?
No, I really can't. No, I mean, every opening night feels like the first one, and you can easily see 4, 5, or 6, but 12 years is unbelievable. There's been a lot of great memories, and we're looking to build on some new ones for this year.
I was talking with somebody the other day. I remember back to the original discussions of possibly bringing a soccer team in here and some of the talk about. Do you remember back to the days you were talking about, if there was ever a way that this team could average maybe 4,000 to 5,000 people, it would be outstanding?
No, I remember our business playing quite well, and we'd hoped maybe by our 5th year we'd be up to 6,000 or 7,000. And so obviously we've come a long, long way, and the thought of just having our own stadium certainly was always a bit of a pipe dream, and here we are sitting in our own facility watching 2 great teams go at it here in beautiful downtown Rochester. So no, it's been fun.
I know there's got to be some disappointments for you, and one of those has to be that you had planned on having all of these suites done for this season.
Yeah, excuse me. No, it is disappointing. Obviously our state funding has been tied up for 13 or 14 months. We certainly expected to be here on opening night sitting in a climate-controlled suite, although it's such a beautiful night tonight.
Yeah.
Really, it doesn't, it's really nice to be in the open air. But no, it is, as much as it's a disappointment, we knew based on the challenge of the facility, it was going to be a phased-in facility. We knew it was going to take a step at a time, a building block at a time. Obviously, we didn't think it would be maybe this difficult and this challenging, but we keep hearing that the state funding is going to hit in enough time for us to get on these suites this summer and hopefully get them done before the season's over. But in the meantime, you know what, we really are making the best of it. I mean, Matt Ford and the staff have really done a great job in prepping the stadium for opening night. It looks beautiful. It looks more complete. The concessions are really laid out and seem to be flowing really, really well. Smelled really good before the game. And I'm just liking what I'm seeing tonight. It's just really nice to get back in action. And the stadium looks great. The field looks great. Food smells good. That tastes pretty good. I had a little bit before the game. And like I said earlier, Dad, we're just enjoying the start of this season here.
Well, it seems to be that there's a theme this year. It's called more fan-friendly. Is that right?
Completely. Yeah, I mean, last year, we had such a big undertaking just to get the facility open. And I think, we had high hopes and followed a lot of, rules that are major league ballparks around the country, and a lot of it based on MLS rules and regs that we were trying to follow. At the same time, I think our fans were really letting us know that, we have been over the years a very fan-friendly organization, sort of a more, warm and friendly. And some of the rules and policies maybe came off a little bit harsh, a little bit cold. And so, in the off-season, we tried to listen to the feedback we have received from our fans. and really made it a point to make some changes, make the park really warming and welcoming, and I hope that's going to show every game and every night here at the facility this summer.
Not only do you have the challenges here, but of course with your hockey team, you've got the challenges of getting a new lease going there, and the lacrosse team, everything went a tremendous season, and all of a sudden you get into the championship game and you can't play the game on your home turf, and that's been a challenge for you the last few days too.
Oh gosh, it sure has, and my heart goes out to our players, our fans who have played and earned the right to be here, the fans who've supported us all year to give us the home field advantage. And the fans deserve to have it. The players deserve to be there and playing in front of their home fans. Having said all that, it's over and done with now. We have to go to Arizona to play the game, and now our focus is solely on preparing for the game, giving it our best effort, and using what's happened really as fuel for the team to bring that championship cup back to our fans and enjoying it back here in Rochester with our fans.
All right, good luck on that, and again, congratulations to you on getting another season underway here.
Thanks, Don. And in regards to our hockey lease, we're making great progress on our hockey lease, and so I'm hoping within the week that we'll have a positive announcement, announcing that our teams will be back for another year. So Stay tuned, hopefully sometime within the week.
Outstanding. Thanks, Steve, for stopping up.
Thanks, Don.
Steve Donner, one of the owners, of course, of the Rochester Rhinos. We'll continue from Paytech Park in a moment at the half. So it's a 1-0 lead for Vancouver over the Rhinos after one half of play here at Paytech Park, and the Rhinos playing a whole bunch of games on the road to start things out this year. They have played 2 games already. This is the home opener, and then the Rhinos will be heading out. They'll actually be playing in Charleston on Sunday. That's a 6 o'clock game on Sunday, and Joey Giuliano will have the pregame show for you at about 5:30, I believe, on Sunday.
You are correct, my friend, 5:30.
All right. And then we'll have the game for you from Charleston. Then the Hammers come home for a few days and then head out west for a couple of weeks, heading out to California. That's right, California's in the league again this year. And then up to Portland, off to Seattle and Vancouver before returning home. The next home game will be on May the 27th. Miami FC coming to town on May the 27th. So I don't know. You know what? They always talk about getting on the road to get your team together, getting them melded together. That's a good thing. But playing 7 out of 8 on the road to start the season, that's a lot of road games.
Yeah, we saw last year. All you can do is hope that the team stays healthy. They get the same kind of results that they had last year in that 7-game trip to start the year when Paytech Park wasn't quite finished yet. Not that it is now, but it wasn't quite finished yet. And so they've had the experience before. I think it's nothing new for these guys. You hope you can get a big win tonight and get the ball rolling and get things going in the right direction.
Now, if you come home from all those games on the road, that should be an advantage for you because you got a lot of home games coming up, and if you're doing well, at least near the top of the heap, it's got to be an advantage for you.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, to go 7 out of 8 games on the road and get some results and get some points, coming home, there's no excuse not to be excited, not to be motivated to continue that hot run.
And you see Matthew Delicott's been up and warming up. He's lost a considerable amount of weight the last few days. Again, sick for some reason. I'm not sure if it's a virus or an infection or a stomach problem of some kind, food poisoning or what, but had been throwing up and diarrhea and all of those nasty things and has lost some weight. So he's been up and warming up. I'm not sure if he's going to be coming in here in the second half.
I think he's going to get some time. I'm sure Delicott's not a 90-minute player tonight, but I think he's going to get some time. And I think when he does come in, it's going to change the whole complexion because the attack has been a little confused. They haven't been able to generate anything with Menyanger and Martinez. I think Delicott gives them the option to go long or play short. It's a great option for the Rhinos.
It seems like the Rhinos have played tight here in the first half of play, like afraid of maybe perhaps making a mistake or whatever.
Don, I don't know if tight is the right word or just maybe even just too loose. There's been gaps. They have been very soft marking. Vancouver has made the Rhinos work for every part of the first half. They have not done the same thing to the Whitecaps, and for an away team to come here and have that much time on the ball, I'm telling you, Vancouver is surprised right now they've had that much time.
So we'll be getting underway with the second half from Paytech Park in just a moment. It's a 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps over the Rhinos after a half, and this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. About to get started now in the second half from Paytech Park. The Rhinos now will be sure to get the net to our right, and Chase Harrison in goal down to our left, and Joe diligently doing his job, or We would hope so.
Well,
checking out to see if there's going to be any changes here or not.
Diligent, that could be a bit of an overstatement.
Oh, yes, very much.
Delicott coming onto the pitch now. Chris
Good to see you again, Joe.
Good to see you, too. The jams continue like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Delicott tracks onto the field now. Aloisi has come off. He's had a rough first half. That first goal, really a case of Aloisi going out a little bit too wide, losing the compactness of the Rhinos' defense. He's come off. Delicott has come on. Like I said before, it gives the Rhinos a good option to go long to Delicott or knock it around short. Now Vancouver's got to worry about two different types of attack from the Rhinos. We'll see who goes back to the right back spot, replacing Aloisi. Looks like it's going to be Novak dropping back. He was a right midfielder, so it's not a big change, just a bit of a shift to a more defensive role for Kevin Novak. And Martinez will be on the right side of midfield. This is the change I was talking about. I think this is going to be a good move for the Rhinos. Martinez in that open space, taking on defenders, swerving those dangerous balls in.
All right, and the changes for Vancouver are...
That was your job while I was talking about the Rhinos changes, Don.
No, that's your job. Drop back to Harrison. I was looking it over. I don't see any changes, except for, of course, the substitution that was made earlier in the first half of play. Other than that, I think it looks pretty much the same.
I'll find out for you in a second here.
Played it through midfield. The flick forward by Delicott. Another nod forward by Menyonger, trying to sneak through. Here's Martinez as the ball rolls to the end line. He gets to it in time to keep it in. Turns it off in the near corner and lays it back on the near side for Novak. Moving up the right wing side. Novak passed toward the middle, but that one booted away and carried off by the Whitecaps. Nash spinning around, Novak on him, and Nash with the ball along the near touchline drops it back. Played forward by Kindell in the middle and taken there by Clark. He'll go to the outside of the right wing for Bailey. Drawing it toward midfield, being watched closely by Black, and draws it across midfield into the center circle. Bailey still with the ball. She turns and looks around. Bailey again. Joelle Bailey played for Montreal Impact last year. Pass forward. Into the middle for Sabrango, but the flag across the way is in the air. Boy, I didn't see an offside there, did you?
I think when the ball was played to Testo, they thought it was going to Sabrango. He was in an offsides position. Then came back into an onside spot.
Ray Martinez up the right side, down to the 15, across along the 18, but booted away out of the box on the near side, underneath it Novak. He'll pop that one up in the air, coming down 40 yards out, moving in, tip forward by Bonsu, but headed in the air again. Sabrango underneath it, settles it off, and Clark pass to Sabrango as he gets tangled up, goes down on a bump there by Bonsu. Right forward by Lines, turns it to the outside, far into the boxes. Diallo near the end line, left foot across in foot, but headed away by Klein. Back again at the far end of the 18, then put it away out toward midfield. It'll skip out of bounds on the far side to throw in for the Rhinos.
You know, you get a different feel now. You can see a little more urgency from the Rhinos. They're not as flat. And the change, good move by Coach Callaway. Putting Martinez on the outside just served a very dangerous ball into the box. Hopefully that'll continue for Ray and the rest of the Rhinos.
Lines lays it back his own side of midfield. Pass forward Palguta. Turned up the wing by Black. As Lines gets tied up, and that one is deflected away all the way down to the end line. Taken there by the keeper, Keg, with the right foot. Sends a low line drive kick out to midfield. Handed back into the middle by Black, but underneath it, Klein for the Whitecaps. Cross midfield and a flick forward by Jurtson. Chasing it down at his own 20 goes Bertz. Turns off on the near side. Looks along the middle. Gives it off to Palguta from his own 25. And a left foot forward to midfield for Lines. Tips it off into the center circle, but that one by Bonsu, taken back by the Whitecaps. Testo spinning around. Drops it off for Clark. He'll then work to the right wing side to Bailey. The Rochester 40 and a pass forward. Jurtson run over from behind by Palguta, who takes the ball away. And the Amerks and the Rhinos have it.
That's okay, though. Palguta.
Wrong team.
Soccer, hockey, green grass,
whatever.
Ice.
Up the right side on the near wing. Nash lays it forward. Martinez couldn't get to it on the return, and the ball is booted up into the stands.
But Palguta, I like the fact he's playing hard. He's getting stuck in there, sending a message. The rest of the team has got to kind of pick up the pieces and get a little more intense, a little tighter marking from the Rhinos. Palguta's done a good job of that so far.
Stepping in, Martinez, but it's blocked away. Out of bounds, couldn't keep it in play. Throw in on the near side for the Whitecaps. Moving up, Kendall with a throw in across midfield. Stepping back on the ball, Sabrango. That's knocked away. The Rhinos will take it. His own side of midfield, Black into the center circle. Watched closely by Bailey, turns to the outside, pass across midfield for Lines, and right on him immediately is Smith. Drop back again, like you were talking about, Joe, in the first half. Anytime the Rhinos touch the ball, there's pressure immediately.
It's almost a reversal of who's the home team here. Vancouver applying the pressure. The Rhinos just kind of sitting back. It's just a reversal. But again, it takes time to get your legs going. The Rhinos have had a huge break.
Martinez feeds it forward. Younger, the 20, turns it back to the outside. Martinez looking for the cross. Goes high, but put that one out over the end line. So that's not quite what he wanted to have happen.
But the intent is there. The setup is there. That's good to see from the Rhinos. And it's only going to loosen things up in the middle now. Now Vancouver's got to be wary of those balls coming out to the flank to Ray Martinez. Younger's got the option to go wide. The one time Vancouver bites on the flank, hopefully that the middle of the park will open up and Diallo and Delicat can be let forward.
Kaeg with a low kick, couple of bounces to midfield. He didn't get a whole lot on that one. Bansu turns it to the outside of the near wing, up the right wing, and a pass ahead. Novak to Martinez. Drops it back for Novak. First time's it across midfield. Bansu, as he is triple team, sends it to the outside of the near wing, and Martinez drops it back. Novak up the right wing again for Matthew Delicat. Came in the halftime, turns it off into the middle on the 20 from Younger. Looking for the through ball to Diallo. Sneaks it to the right for the kicked, blocked away, punched aside, and out over the end line by Kaeg. And a great shot by Diallo from a sharp angle.
Very tough angle, but Diallo, beautiful quick turn, snaps to the right foot. And Tony Kaeg, the 33-year-old Englishman, makes a nice save at his near post.
Creates a corner kick for the Rhinos, first of the match. Lines with the left foot, in-swinging kick, but headed up in the air at the near end of the 6. Comes down again, down inside the 18, still turnaround shot. They score! Spin around shot! That was Palguta. Who was it? Palguta got the left foot on it, tipped inside the close post, and the Rhinos on the board have tied it.
Oh, what a situation there. The ball is circled to the box. There's definitely contact. Nash has got his hands up in the air saying, wait a minute, I wasn't fouled. Palguta again, carrying over his aggressive play, gets a bump into Martin Nash. Nash goes down. Palguta just turns, fires with his left foot. It's deflected. There's the little bump. Knocks Nash off at the corner of the 6. And Kegg's got no chance, but keep fighting, keep working hard, and it pays off for Scott Palguta. Great to see Scotty get a goal and get involved in the attack.
Of course, the Whitecaps are talking to the ref saying, look up at the scoreboard, take a look at the replay. And any official, of course, isn't going to do that.
Not at all, but Palguta definitely got a good piece of Nash, knocking him off balance.
His first of the season, scored by number 17, Scott
Palguta gets the goal.
Next, Palguta
As they call it unassisted. Here's a shot in, a chip shot up over top of the crossbar into the stands by Clark. Way high on the shot, and so a goal kick for the Rhinos.
And the Whitecaps wasting no time at all. Clark pushing in from his midfield position, trying to catch the Rhinos on that counterattack, maybe sleeping there. Luckily for the Rhinos, that clear shot goes way over the bar.
Lyons is grabbed onto it. Here come the Whitecaps across midfield. Turned off into the middle. Up with it, Clark. 40 yards out. Lays it to the outside of the near wing for Testo. Drawing it forward. Novak tackling. Knocks the ball away. No, he's called for the foul. And so it'll be a free kick for Toronto. What team? A different Canadian city. Vancouver.
And I tell you,
that one comes from Toronto. What the heck is this? And the restart. Nash gets it right back off the leg of Testo. And a pass on the near wing. Quick restart. Testo was talking to the referee at the time. Pass off in the middle. Testo turning around. Still has it. Lays it back in the middle. Delicat chasing. Testo still has it. Turns back to his left and rolls it to the outside of the near wing for Jurtson. Down to the 20, crossing foot, but that's then kicked away and outside the box by Burtz. Right off to Nash. On the left wing, going deep to the corner for Kindell. Now it's booted away into the stands by Novak.
After giving up that goal, Vancouver is urgent now to get back in the lead here. They're attacking, they're pressuring the Rhinos immediately after the Rhinos have tied the game.
Kick down to the near end of the box is kicked to the outside again. Kindell dropping it out to around the 25 for Nash. With the right foot turns, cross down inside the 18, blocked away, and that's kicked outside the box over the far wing by Burtz. Nodded forward again by Clark, but stepping up, the Rhinos will bring it away. Black on the attack. Gets away from Bailey. Cross midfield, still has it. Pass to the center circle for Bonsu. Rolls it back to Black, has to slow up. He'll tip it up the left side. Diallo looking for the ball, but that was not through. Played down in the corner. And the flag on the near side is up. It's offside against the Rhinos.
You know, we saw that same situation in the first half where Sabrango made a diagonal run. The ball was played to the wrong side. Same thing here. A diagonal run from Diallo, but the ball played outside. The striker looking to go towards goal.
Midfield and a foul on the Rhinos, so a restart for Vancouver near the midfield line on the near side. Even at 1 now, 54th minute. Testo brings it forward. Pass in the middle. Taken there by Jurtson, spinning around. Wants to crack at it, goes to the left foot side, blocked away, gets it back, however, on the near wing, turns back to the right foot, then is blocked away, and finally booting it away is Novak out of the near wing, headed forward. In the middle, Testo settles the ball, roller in, but wide out over the end line, and a goal kick for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Phoenix Graphics for all your printing needs, Food Link, abundance shared, by the Farish Group. The best seat in the house is in your Farish apartment. See them all at Farish.com. Also by Freetime Magazine, Western New York's art and entertainment guide.
Vancouver has not sat back and not content with a draw. They're coming forward. There's still a little bit of a gap there. Bonsu a little soft in the hole there, where Nash, Jertson, and now Clark are finding a lot of time with the ball.
Clark pushing into the outside of the right wing of Sabrango. Turns back, lays it to the outside, dropped off there, and kicked out to near midfield by Block underneath the Delicate. Couldn't settle it as it skips out over the touchline on the far side. A throw in near midfield for Vancouver. Turned ahead, tipped out to the midfield line, then went through the center circle. But back on the other side, still another whistle blows, another restart for Vancouver.
And I tell you, Sabrango, he's the kind of forward who loves to play with his back to the goal. He takes a beating, though. He gets pounded in the ankles, the shins, back of the head. He's a tough guy up top. He keeps coming back for more.
Kicked down to the 18, booted away out top, and settled finally by the Whitecaps on the near side. Kendall with a roller ahead for Kahn, but he's out on the ground, still heads the ball, and now the Rhinos will bring it away. The yellow off the right side, trying to get to it, but turned away and out over the touchline on the near side by Klein. Look for throw in. Martinez gets 2 balls all of a sudden from the ball boys. Comes up with 1 and throws it in quickly to Novak. Along the 45 to Menyunger. Through ball to Delicate, turning to his right. To the outside for Ray Martinez as he's double teamed, puts it off the leg of Testo and out, so a throw in on the near side for the Rhinos, about 18 yards out, 15.
You can see though Vancouver, they're very aware of Martinez in the flank with a double team.
To the end line, crossed by Martinez, down along the 6, moving into yellow, head ball up in the air, and it's over the end line.
Like the looks of it, Ray Martinez drawing some players in. It's going to open up either Novak on the flank behind Martinez or in the box, so it's a good move by Callaway, loosens things up on the Vancouver defense.
Even at 1 apiece. Aaron Paytek kicked out through midfield. Zabrango heads it in the air. Coming down for the return, and Martinez draws it across midfield for Menyunger. Looks and sneaks it through to Martinez. 35 yards out, through ball on the right side, through the 18, comes out the near end of the box, rolls to the end line, and blocked away is Diallo. It's out over the end line, and a goal kick for the Vancouver Whitecaps. 7-5, the shots in favor of Vancouver, and again, the Rhinos have come back here in the second half to tie it up at 1.
They've definitely picked up the tempo a little bit. Still, I'm sure Coach Callaway wants to see a little more momentum, especially at home, opening up the season. A little more pace, a little tighter marking. Make things a little more difficult for Vancouver when they receive the ball.
Served out through midfield, blocked to the midfield line by Lines. Left foot's across midfield for Delicate, but in turn taken away by Klein. The ball is controlled now by the Whitecaps.
This is too easy. Too many touches, too much time. Look at Bailey. He's got a guy within 10 yards of him. Just too easy. Too easy in the midfield to knock it around and possess the ball for Vancouver.
Clark to the outside again. Smith out to the midfield line for Bailey. As he gets tied up, is able to play it across midfield into Rhino territory, but turning back, the Rhinos recover the ball. Bonsu into the center circle, Martinez. One touch dropping it back for Birch. Novak actually gets to it. First place it back to the keeper. And Harrison will land first time into the air, but doesn't get a whole lot on it. Up in the air, comes down around the 40. After Martinez drops it off for Novak. Pass but picked off by Testo. Turns it to the outside for Nash. Off the left wing, down to the near corner of the 18. Across along in front. Turned by Testo and is blocked away and out. Underneath it, Clark again to the outside of the 18. Carried near the end line. Nash. Cross in front. Scooped up on one hop. In from the goal mouth by Harrison. He'll throw it ahead up the middle for Menyunger.
How Martin Nash finds this much time, this much space with no Rhinos near him, I'll never understand. It's just, it's going to come back to bite the Rhinos.
Delicate dropped back in midfield. Menyunger first touch ahead. Diallo's in behind. And an offside flag.
He's got to be aware. Diallo's got to be aware of where that last defender is. Take a look at the ball. Take a look at the defense. But that time just glancing forward, not even looking around, seeing what's ahead of him or behind him.
Substitution coming up for the Whitecaps. Checking in will be Alberts. Into the match, Jay Alberts coming in. And Bailey is out here in the 59th minute.
Bailey's had a lot of touches on the flanks today for Vancouver. And again, the Rhinos haven't been marking very tight. We'll see if Alberts continues to get some time on the side that Bailey just had.
Keeper Kaeg will take the kick from around his own 35. Kaeg with the right foot, low kick through midfield off of the near side for Nash. One touch forward, Sabrango. As he and Burt's battle, the ball popped up in the air. Novak after it, but blocked away off of Nash and out. So a throw it to the near side for the Rhinos from their own 35.
Nash now definitely playing more of a left midfield role. He was up top or in the middle of the park. Now, with Alberts coming in, Nash shifting to the left side of midfield.
Bonsu's kick across midfield, popped up in the air. Lyons heads it forward, but foul is called on Lyons. Up the back of Smith. Lyons with a few words for the referee, and the ref says, move away, boy.
Keep going, guy. But I think the move here by Lilly is Martinez likes to attack. He will not play a lot of defense. Nash may find a lot of space here with Martinez pushing up into the attack. Could also backfire if Nash doesn't defend Martinez, though.
Turns it to the outside. Martinez up the right wing for Diallo. Down to the 20. Looking for a cross, but puts it off of Kindell. And to the end line. Yes, it was out over the end line. And this will be a corner kick for the Rhinos.
That's the chance that you take. You push Nash up to get some attack. You push Martinez up to get some attack for the Rhinos. Who wins the battle? It's probably a matter of which defender marks that open midfielder better.
Corner kick off the right side. Short corner and is put into Ben Younger. Right back to Lyons. Tried to cross in front, but Clark blocks it away out of bounds. So now all of a sudden you have a throw in from about 25 yards out instead of the corner kick.
And Burt's was trotting over for that long bomb, but they decided to go quick.
Moving to the end line as Lyons is bumped there, and it rolls out over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Whitecaps. 61st minute, even at 1 here at Baytech.
John Ball was stripping down to his gear, and then all of a sudden Coach Callaway must have changed his mind, because now for the second time Ball's got the reserve penny on.
So here's the kick from Kaeg with the right foot, drives it out on the near side. Nash flicks it across midfield. Dropped back in the midfield line, and Novak lines pass toward the middle from Younger. Spin around, but blocked away across to the midfield line. Sabrango heads it to the outside, and Nash one touch up the left wing for Jurtson. On him is Birch as they go to the end line. The ball blocked away and out. It'll be a throw-in along the near side for the Whitecaps down around the Rochester 20. Nash with the throw-in to Testo. Turning to get away from Testo still has it. 25, 30 yards out on the near side to Nash. One touch cross along the 18, but that's headed away. And then Younger feeds it forward to Diallo. Turning back for the ball. Draws it to the outside again. Martinez lays it off of the left wing side for Black. Drives it out to the midfield line for Delicott. Turns it across midfield to get away. Goes long to the left wing side. And behind again is Diallo, an offside flag. And that looked awful close.
That time Diallo read the line beautifully. I thought he timed his run just right. And tough call there for Diallo to take. Good turn, though, by Matthew Delicott, the big forward up top for the Rhinos. Now I love the chess match that's going on. Nash has come to the left side, so Lyons now switches with Martinez. You get a little more defensive presence from Aaron Lyons. Martinez goes to the opposite side of the field. So Lilly and Callaway, a little matchup here on the sidelines themselves.
Flick back in the middle from the 20, popped up in the air by Palguta, coming down about the same spot. Handed aside over the far wing, and in underneath it is Alberts for the Whitecaps. Drawing it down to the Rochester 20. Spins to get away from Martinez. Left foot's in front, but that's booted away off the far end of the box by Palguta. Chased after there by Black. Jerks it on him. Black will then send it up the left foot along the far side. Down away from Martinez, but is able to block it high in the air. And Younger stepping in, battling Testo, and the ball played back to the midfield line. Played all the way back down to the keeper. Comes out of his box. Has it at the 25 and right foots it through midfield. Off of the far wing, headed across the midfield line, but out of bounds to the far side by Black. So throw in for Vancouver across the way. Getting it right back. Chip down to the 25. Blocked in the middle. Sabrango trying to sneak it through Nash, but picked off of the 18 by the Rhinos. Novak for Younger, dropping it off for Lyons. Plays it back further to Palguta. With the left foot out to midfield for Delicott. Turn around, but blocked away from him. After it goes Bonsu. Drops it off again for Palguta. On the far side to Black. Return pass to Palguta. Rolls it off in the middle for Birch. From his 25, drawing it forward, out through the center circle for Younger. Nice through ball, and up the right wing side to Lyons. Tips it ahead for Diallo. Back heel. Here's Lyons moving in. Tried to turn to his right, but blocked away. And the ball recovered by the Whitecaps.
That was a beautiful back heel from Diallo, and Lyons he tried to go back to the space where the ball just came from with his left foot cut towards the middle of the field there. He had a lot of real estate to work with.
Off the foot of lines and out. Looked like if he kept going the same direction, he might have been through.
And that's his natural left foot. I'm surprised he switched to his right.
Right off of the near wing, snuck through and toward the end line. Here comes Harrison off to the near corner of the box, picks him up as Sabrango is in on the doorstep. Harrison rolls it forward to Palguta.
Overnight, really, the whole night, Harrison's had kind of a quiet night. Besides the shot on goal and one save on a cross, I don't think Harrison's really had much to do tonight. They've kept him pretty protected. The midfield has been a little soft, but Harrison's been rather quiet, I think.
Shots 8-5 in favor of Vancouver, who are even up at 1 apiece here in the 65th minute. Turn to the outside of the near wing at midfield for Martinez. Draws it up the right wing, turns back toward the middle to get away from Nash. Jurtson back, now triple team. Martinez taken down. Whistle blows, free kick for the Rhinos, 35 yards out off the right wing side.
That's the element that Martinez brings, the ability to take players on, make things happen. That's a good move by Ray Martinez. Wins a dangerous free kick for the Rhinos.
Danny Kramer getting ready to check into the match. Here's Ben Younger. Delivers down inside, but at the 6, grabbed in midair flight by the keeper, Kaeg.
Now, you got Matthew Delicott listed at 6'3", and Diallo 5'8", maybe. Why you go in the air to Diallo? Wishful thinking by Ben Younger.
Headed to the outside of the near wing. Martinez after it, couldn't keep it in, and the ball on the bounce. Throw in for Whitecaps. Coming off will be Novak, and checking on will be Kramer. And this substitution made in the 66th minute for the Rhinos.
Novak playing at right defense. Kramer, normally a midfielder. We'll see if the Rhinos are going to shift to the 3 in the back and maybe go with 5 in the midfield. We'll see how Kramer sets up here defensively for the Rhinos.
First off on the near side, Sabrango turning off into the middle. Being watched closely, spinning around, draws it to the outside. Testo from 35 yards out. He'll switch it back to midfield off in the far wing for Smith. Chase down there on the right wing, rolls the ball ahead for Clark. Toward the middle, trying to sneak through, down to the Rochester 25, looking for the through ball to Sabrango, but taken away. And driven out on the far wing for Aaron Lyons. Sneaks it through to the center circle for Diallo. Goes long to the left wing side. Delicott trying to get in behind Klein. Klein will put it up into the stand. Throw in for the Rhinos across the way from about 40 yards out. Quick throw in to Diallo. Turns and drops it off on the far wing, the left wing side. It's a return pass from Black. Diallo rolls it in the middle, but the pass picked off by Testo, and the Whitecaps have it. Turning back, Testo still with the ball, rolls it to the outside. Looks like John Ball getting ready to check in. Ball flighted out to midfield, headed by Kramer, back to cross midfield. No, that was Black, is dumped, and a foul is called.
And that last change there by the Rhinos, Kramer just coming in for Novak. It's a straight-up substitution. Kramer playing the right back for Rochester. This is a good move. I think Bonsu, 66 minutes, he has not had one of his better games tonight. Just seems to be a little off pace. Not sure if he's not feeling well or injured, but Bonsu a little bit behind the play tonight. Now, John Ball, you want to talk about energy and pressure and presence. He is nonstop, whether it's indoor or outdoor. John Ball knows one speed. That's 110% forward.
Played it forward by the Rhinos on the kick. It's a head ball down inside the 18. Martinez to Diallo. Ball knocked down, rolls out over the end line, and it'll be a corner kick for the Rhinos.
An interesting role here for John Ball. Normally he's on the flank. Looks like he's going to camp out in the middle, that defensive midfield role, where Bonsu was playing here tonight. We'll see how this works out for John Ball in the middle of the park.
Corner kick. Lines, left-footed kicker, in-swinging kick. Here's the service, low in the box, and headed away out the near wing. In underneath it is Ball. Trying to tip it toward the middle with the left foot. Serves it down inside again. Diallo settles the ball. Side volley kick blocked up in the air. Delicott heads it away. Diallo left footed boot. Oh, it's grabbed over the 3-yard line by Kaeg. Nice shot by Diallo. Picks it out of midair. And a great save by Kaeg.
Great setup by Delicott. Heads it back to Diallo. You can just see the snap of the left foot there. Right out of there. One time. Doesn't even let it bounce. And that's a great save by Tony Kaeg for Vancouver. Good job all around for the Rhinos and the keeper for the Whitecaps.
Nash with the pass forward to Testo, moving up the left wing side. Watched by Kramer, ball coming back. He'll tie him up also. On the near side, sneaking loose. Testo drawing it back near midfield and stepping in. The line's almost got away, but Testo still has it. Off the left wing side, down to the Rochester 25. Lucky for across. Turns to get away from Ball. Drops it back out of the near wing for Kendall. On the 40, work toward the middle, being chased there by Lines. Place it back at the midfield line, where it's taken by Kahn, and now a long cross, a switch to the right wing.
Nash was wide open. Why they play a long ball and give it up? That's a terrible choice.
Stolen away by Martinez up the left wing side. Tripped up and taken down. There's a throw-in or is it a foul called? There's a substitution coming up. As checking off will be Testo, and going in is Donatelli in the 69th minute.
Donatelli, a guy who spent some time with the Rhinos in training camp. Steve Klein was quoted as saying he's shocked the Rhinos let this guy go. He's not a very outspoken man, but his play does his talk for him. He's coming off a great indoor season in the Major Indoor Soccer League where they won a championship. So he picks up an outdoor championship with Vancouver, goes indoors, and gets another.
Long ball, served down inside the 18, moving in lines, trying to settle the ball, knocked down again, kicks the right foot on it, but trying to draw it forward, looking through to the 15, comes loose, played out top, and taken away by Klein, chips it away out of the box. Sabrango drops it off, Nash will first time it out across midfield.
That was some ugly soccer, everyone just barreling inside the 18 looking to poke it in.
You couldn't even kick the ball because there were 26,000 legs all in the same spot.
It was like 7 and under soccer, little kids all congregating around the ball.
Donatelli feeds it in the middle for Jurtson. Turns it ahead to the outside and rolling to the end line. Donatelli after it, but it's offside nevertheless as the flag on the far side of the field is up.
I'm shocked that Jurtson didn't continue and run forward and take a shot on goal there. Instead, play the ball back outside. Bob Lilly, you can see he's up off the bench telling him, take that forward, have a shot on goal. Jurtson a little too unselfish there.
So the restart for the Rhinos. Right-footed kick across midfield by Harrison. Flick forward by Delicott from Younger. Look for the backheel down inside the 18, picked up in the second hop by Kaeg. So the Vancouver keeper has the ball. 71st minute, even at 1. Cross midfield. Certainly the Rhinos have begun to take a little bit of the edge in play. Shots are 8-7 now in favor still of Vancouver.
Well, they're not flat-footed. They're not playing heavy-footed. They're more pressure and a little more excitement to their game.
Cross midfield, knocked loose. Diallo bringing it forward. Sends it cross field on the far wing, and Martinez trying to get to it to keep it in, and does. Has it 35 yards out, drops it off. Black moving up the left wing side, turns it to the outside again. Martinez, one touch to the corner from Younger. On the far corner, getting to it, Donatelli watching him. Drawing it on the end line, knocked away off the foot of Donatelli out over the end line, and a corner kick for the Rhinos.
Good result here. Big corner kick, good movement there. And then Younger and Martinez, who just seems to find players that other people just don't see on the pitch.
Ben Younger to take the corner kick, right-footed kicker. He'll serve it up high, coming down back post side, knotted back into the middle. Here's Martinez, first time in, turning. Palguta chip shot in, knocked down by Kaeg, and he picks it up on the first hop at the 6.
I think Palguta was shocked to find himself in the same spot at the corner of the 6. That time it wasn't on his preferred left foot. Tried to give it a go there. Just wasn't enough power, just a little chip into the box. Kaeg, a routine save.
Back through midfield, knocked down by Ball. The Rhinos have it. Burtz from his 40. Pass forward, blocked away by Sabrango out of the near wing to Nash. Stepping in Kramer, tying up and takes the ball away. And he's tripped up and taken down. A foul is called. And it'll be the yellow card to Martin Nash. The plastic comes out here in the 73rd minute.
You know, I think Nash was going to get away clean, but after he took Kramer down, he kind of looked up at the official and had a few words for him. And he'll pick up the yellow card here, really, for something he shouldn't even have done.
So the free kick for the Rhinos, midfield line, 73rd minute, even at 1, shots are even at 8, and the Rhinos have been battling back here in the second half. I think the substitutions really have been excellent ones.
They have been on the mark. Coach Callaway's always got his finger on the pulse of the game, and his subs have been on the mark tonight. Bonsu having a very difficult night. Johnny Ball comes in and really does a nice job. Martinez on the outside now has changed this whole attack.
Long service downfield to the left corner of the box. Crossed by Line through the box. Off on the near side, underneath of Martinez at the end line. Trying to put it in front. It pops up in the air, comes down the near end of the 18 again. Turn to the outside. Martinez drops it back out to the 20 for Kramer. Moving up with the left foot. Goes to the other side again. After Delicott, far corner of the box. Turns it to the outside. Still has it. Is overlapping his block, but the ball then hammered out to midfield. Blocked forward by Palguta. Checking back on the ball has been Younger. Turning, trying to get away from Klein. Plays it to the outside. Palguta along the left wing. He'll go with a long chip up the left wing, but headed away. And the Rhinos getting in underneath it once again. Drawn forward by Ben Younger. turning toward the middle, sneaks it through Delicate, turns, right foot, shot in, grabbed by Kaig off the left post, and he holds on.
Manyanger, his work rate in the midfield tonight has been excellent, especially in the first half when Bonsu needed some pace picked up. Manyanger doing the job of two players. He's been very effective tonight.
Kaig with a half-volley kick through midfield, headed to Burks on the outside of the near wing for Martinez. Being watched there by Nash, spins around, sneaks the ball through, turns it again, that makes it through Donatelli, comes away. Into the center circle for Lyons, and immediately he's bumped off the ball with an elbow to the chest, and it comes out of the near wing, taken by Nash. Turning around, pass off into the middle. Jurtson draws it, 25, right-footed roller in, but wide left of the net by about 4 or 5 feet, and so out over the end line, creating a goal kick for the Rhinos.
Jurtson now another good look at the goal. That's the pocket. That ball needs to play a little bit tight than we saw Bonsu. So ball's got to be a little tighter there and closing down the gap where Jurtson's finding that opening.
Harrison for the goal kick. Even at one, we're in the 75th minute here at Paytech. And this young 2007 season, into the center circle, Delicate with a flick forward. Boy, he got up high on that one. Pass to the outside. Maybe that's because he's lost so much weight the last few days. He gets way up.
And when you're 6'3", it's not hard to get that high, is it?
Pushed across midfield, almost through, but headed away by Kahn in the center circle. Taken by Clark for the Whitecaps. Turns it off on the near side for Nash, spinning around. Center circle. Nash, long to the right wing side. Black in underneath it. Heads it in the air, out to around the 35. That's dotted forward, down to the right box and rolling inside. Picked up at about his 10 by the keeper, Harrison.
I'd love to know the thinking for Bob Lilly. Nash was so effective in the middle of the field, able to spread the ball out right or left. Since he's come out to the left side, he hasn't seen much of the ball, and his creativity really just goes away on that outside of the field.
Headed high in the air across midfield. Delicate flicks it forward, but that's been booted away into the center circle. Chased back by Palguta. It looks like Seaver's getting ready to check into the match for the Rhinos. Rochester has made 3 subs so far. Actually, both teams have made 3 subs. To the outside on the left wing. Turned back in the middle once again. Palguta with the left foot drives it out through midfield. Pass toward the center circle. There's a collision there. Bodies go down. The foul is called on Manyanger. Substitution coming up. As Lyons will be coming off and Seaver's going in here in the 77th minute.
Interesting. Seaver's he's a forward. He's a goal scorer. He's got a sniper up top. Lyons a midfielder. Tactically, what does this do to the Rhinos? We'll take a look and see where Seavers decides to play here. It looks like he's going to go out into the midfield.
Seavers went and played a couple of games along with Josh Bolton for Harrisburg in Division 2. Terrible duty that was because they played at the new team in Division 2 this year, Bermuda.
Tough life, huh? I was hoping they'd be in the first division.
Or is that Bahamas?
Bahamas.
Bahamas, yeah, Bahamas.
I was hoping hockey would still be going on. We go to the Bahamas.
There you go.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Cross midfield, pass forward, tipped up the left wing side by Delicate. And a race for the ball at the end line. It's kept in momentarily, but picked up again. And brought into the box. Now Delicate takes it away from Donatelli. Cross down along the 10, but booted away high in the air outside the box. Stepping up, headed forward by Palguta. Nodded back toward midfield. Palguta once again. Martinez heads it forward. Flicked down inside by Delicate, but kicked away out top. From the 35 and younger. Rolls it off in the middle. Stepping in, unable to get away, John Ball, and it's taken back by Nash of the Whitecaps. Long service downfield. Burt's in underneath it, heads it back to the keeper. Harrison picks it up on the second hop. Throws it ahead for Palguta.
That's a ball that Burt's is not going to make a mistake on. He's so strong with the head. Neatly taps it back to Chase Harrison.
Kramer out of midfield. Out to the center circle. Palguta in underneath it. Drawing forward, 78th minute. Here at Paytech Park tonight. A little bit drier than the opener last year.
You think?
Pass back at the midfield line. Blocks feet into the middle, but ball couldn't reach it. Taken away by the Whitecaps. Center circle stepping up. Nash going to the outside of the near wing. Carried forward by Kindell up the left wing. Rolls it down to the 20. Sends it for the back post, but it's over everybody. Flighted out of the end line. Headed away into the stands by the Rhinos. And this will give a corner kick to the Whitecaps.
I'm not sure if Shirley Black had to really head it over the end line to give up a corner kick. An option may have been with the left foot to boot it out of play and give up a throw in there. But Shirley Black playing it safe. Not a bad choice. Get the Reynolds a chance to regroup. He's under pressure.
Substitution, Nash is out. Valente coming in for the Whitecaps in the 79th minute.
Nash is cramping up. You could see before the substitution was made, he was stretching out on the sidelines. Looks like the calves are getting tight there for Martin Nash. He really started to slow down as the game went on. In the middle of the park, he was very effective.
Corner kick up in the air to bring it down. It is 8 is Harrison.
It's a big save for the rookie, or for the New Rhinos newcomer there. Coming off his line, winning it big. It's just a confidence boost for Chase Harrison.
Kramer, long service up the right wing side. That's volleyed back toward midfield, in underneath to Donatelli, and then he's run into by Kramer, and the ball rolls out off of Donatelli. And no, the ref changes it, says it goes the other way. Referee having a few words for Kramer. Kramer had picked the ball up looking for the throw-in. He thought it was a throw-in for the Rhinos. Well, no, wait a minute, they're going to foul. No, it is a throw-in.
No, yeah, definitely a throw.
Well, Vancouver wanted to take the kick.
Good try, but not going to happen there this time. Got to give him credit, A for effort.
Cross midfield. Sabrango heads it down. Field delivery into the center circle for Clark. Long to the right wing side. Deep down near the end line. Moving in across along the 6. Burns gets the left foot on it to boot it away out the far end of the 18. And Younger after it. Smith heads it forward. Right back to Black. He'll play it to the outside for Ben Younger. Volleys it forward. Severs couldn't get away, and the ball is played on the far wing. The Whitecaps lose it out of bounds. So off the Rhinos. Throw in for Vancouver. On the 18, far corner of the box, drawing it forward. Jurtson, but turned away by Burtz off of the far corner again. Jurtson off it at the end line, out over the end line, off of the Rhinos. Another corner for Vancouver.
They have not let down the Whitecaps. Very aggressive for being away from home, especially after going 1-1. You think they'd sit back? They continue to attack.
Out top and a chip in front. Hit ball to the end line and out over the end line. Off of the Rhinos, another corner.
A little confusion there. The referee's assistant says goal kick. The referee was in a better position there to make the call, overruling his assistant there. It is a corner kick now for Vancouver.
All right, once again, corner kick off the right wing side for Vancouver. Substitution coming up. Sabrango will be coming out and McLaughlin going in the 81st minute.
And looking at the notes here, McLaughlin has been on an incredible road trip. Traded from Atlanta to Montreal in January, then to Vancouver in April. So I think he did step up from Atlanta to Montreal, and then even better to the defending USL champions, Vancouver.
Service high in the box, through to the near side, up in the air. Harrison again brings it down at his 6.
Good, strong save by Chase Harrison. Again on the cross, commanding his box, anything inside the 6. That's the keeper's ball. Harrison makes no mistake.
Certainly showing more confidence as the game moves along here.
He's really had kind of a quiet night. Not a lot of activities besides the shots. A couple of crosses here. That's what he needs. Get his feet wet. Get his confidence going.
Over 9,000 here tonight at Paytech Park. Carried away up the left wing side. McLaughlin moving down near end of the 18. Watched closely by Burns. Breaking for the end line. And it's knocked out over the end line. And that off of... Oh, wait a minute. It's going to be another corner kick. Kicked away out over the end line by Burch, and so another corner now, 4th of the half for the Whitecaps.
And a very different atmosphere here tonight. Not a lot of the music playing during the action, and some of the fans complaining about that.
Right-footed low into the box, headed away out the near end. Chase down on the near side. Up is Kendall. Turns it to the outside for Jurtson. Near the end line. Nobody covering. Moves down inside the 18. Drops it back on top. Shot blocked away. And as they slide along the 18, pulled outside the box. Delicott couldn't get away. Taken back by McLaughlin. Turns it to the outside of the right wing for Alberts. Here's a cross down in front. Headed away. Out the near end of the 18. And the Rhinos covering up a little bit after... As Martinez gets a tug from Jurtson, turns and kicks the ball into the stands, and he'll get a yellow card.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here tonight. These players just foolishly knocking the ball out of play. You know, take the call, move on. Don't take the yellow card. Those points add up so fast. And you look back at the course of a season, that's a chance there for Jurtson not to get a yellow card just for a silly reason.
Substitution. Looks like Martinez coming out. Josh Bolton is in. So this substitution, the 83rd minute, as Ray Martinez is out.
Interesting. That'll give Johnny Ball a chance to play his natural right midfield role. Bolton will shift to the middle of the park now as the defensive midfielder behind Johnny Younger.
Well, both teams now have made their 5 subs. Cross midfield, taken by the Whitecaps. Donatelli moving up the right side. Trying to cross down in front, but headed away by Kramer out the near wing. Ball is in underneath it. Nods it forward, chasing after the ball, trying to get away. Gets a tug of the jersey, and play goes on. And Younger, center circle for Delicott. Or make that for Severs. Turned up the left wing side. Ahead is Black. Drawing it down to the 20. Left-footed cross high in the box, but not over the end line. Goal kick for Vancouver.
Good substitution there. Martinez, I think he had a much more effective second half when he got more comfortable at that right midfield position. He was a lot more touches in the ball, a lot more aggressive. And Delicott, I think Diallo, as soon as they get a little more rhythm together, they're going to be a very dangerous tandem up top. You've got the size, the speed, and the skill of Diallo. That's going to be a nice combination.
Delivered through midfield. McLaughlin flicks forward. Getting to it, Kramer plays it back to Harrison. Shanked it off the outside of his right foot. Comes down in the corner and spins out of bounds. Broadcast sponsors tonight include the Distillery, now open in Greece and Ridge Road at 390. By Dodge, grab life by the horns. By Connors and Ferris, Workers' Comp and Social Security attorneys, call 262-COMP. Also by Moliere Chevrolet Buick, they always say yes. Cross down in front, hit ball, grabbed off the line by Harrison. The header right into the hands of Chase Harrison. Whoa.
He'll be thankful. A little right or a little left there. McLaughlin's got an easy goal. The Rhinos just bad marking in the back at the 6. McLaughlin's got it directed towards the corner, and he's got a simple goal there. Good save, though, by Harrison holding his line.
Cross midfield. As Diallo's tied up, that's up in the air, comes down, and Kramer knocks it forward, but McLaughlin pushing it to the outside of the near wing for Jertson. Back in the center circle for, Donatelli. In the circle, Clark turns it to the outside, off of the far wing for Smith. Cross midfield, delivers downfield, tipped away into the middle, and stepping in is Birch. Pass forward to Bolton. Rolls it out, drop back again, ball for Bolton. Into the center circle, turn to the outside man Younger for John Ball. Looking for the through ball to Diallo, tried to drag it through, but couldn't get away with it. On the far wing, turning back, blocked in the middle, and carried off by the Whitecaps.
That's a game-saving tackle there by Kahn, and beautiful combination there by the Rhinos, Ball and Josh Bolton.
Bolton looking to sneak it through again, turn to the outside, Smith has it. Chased by Severs. Drops it off in the middle, Clark spinning around, he'll play it back in the middle for Kahn. Rolls it to the outside and on the near wing. Drop back Valente for Kindell, and he'll serve it downfield into Rhino territory. In underneath it is 35. Black lays it back to the keeper, Harrison. With the right foot this time, able to draw it out to midfield. Tipped off in the center circle by Severs, but the Rhinos can't get away. Headed back in the middle for Younger. As he turns, trying to get away from Clark. Enters the center circle. Pass out on the far wing for Black. 87th minute, and even at 1. Off of the far wing, served through midfield, but headed away to the outside again, and rolls out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos at midfield. Other sponsors tonight include Time Warner. Get all-in-one digital cable, digital phone, Roadrunner, one package, save hundreds. By North Dago, Rochester's full-service realtor. And by Perry's Ice Cream, life's a bowl of Perry's.
Both teams looking for that last knockout punch, trying to make something happen here at the end for Vancouver. Was it McLaughlin's great opportunity? As at the last chance, the Whitecaps are going to see the Rhinos trying to get something else happening here for the home crowd.
Delivered out through midfield, coming down at the 20. Birch is taken down, cramping up. Got his left leg as a cramp, and the referee's going to help him out by stretching out that left leg. Thank you very much, sir.
He's making the calls in the middle of the field. He's also helping out with the cramps. It's going to save Dave DePasquale a little bit of work here.
So we're in the 88th minute, and even at 1, right now the Whitecaps with 10 shots, Rhinos have 9, and they work on Kenny Birch, trying to stretch out that right leg, left leg, which is cramping up.
And luckily for Birch, the referee's letting them do this on the field. If Dave DePasquale's got to come out and tend to him, he's got to come off the field. That's a big loss in the middle of defense. So luckily the referee letting some time go here. The Rhinos get to stretch Kenny Birch out right at the about 30 yards away from the goal.
Well, he turns over, gets up to his feet, still stretching out that left calf. Gets up, walks away. Little bit of a limp, but not much.
He's covered a lot of territory tonight, Burtz. Playing behind Scotty Palguta. It'll take a lot more than that to get him off the field.
All right, so Harrison from his 25 drives it out through midfield. That's flicked forward by Bolton in the middle, but then booted away by Kahn. High in the air, coming down to the center circle. Burt's in underneath it again, hits it forward. That's blocked into the center circle. Rhinos can't get to it. McLaughlin drops it back. One chip ahead, but turning back goes Palguta. However, Clark gets to it, turns to his right, across the 18, moving in as he goes down, diving in the end line, and the ball picked off at the end line, taken there by Harrison. And I think Clark, well, I said diving, and I think really he tried to take a dive.
I think he did, and he knew he pushed the ball just a little bit too far in front of him. That caused him to take a chance there and see if he can get the PK. He was wide open, and just that touch failed him.
Delicott turns it to the outside for Kramer, moving up to the near wing, breaking for the end line. His ball laid out to the end line, but booted away into the stands by Kendall, so it'll be a throw-in near the corner for the Rhinos' right wing side. Quick throw in the ball at the near corner of the 18 to the outside again for Kramer. Drawing it all the way back out to near midfield for Burt's. Looks it over with the right foot, sends it down in the middle, but that's dotted away now by Alberts out to near midfield. Stepping in Black, hits it forward for Bolton. To the outside, but skips through, going to the end line, and turning back goes Smith with Severs on his heels. Along the right wing side, Klein spins it on the midfield. Black steps up, nods it forward for Delicott. Down to the 20 on the left wing side. Far into the 18. Chips a high one for the back post. Moving in. Head ball back toward the middle. Now blocked away. And to the near side, brought away in upfield. And that ball got a hit on that one.
And I thought Keg would come off his line at the 6. He's pretty aggressive. I'm surprised he stayed in.
90th minute on the attack. Jertson turns it ahead down to the 18. Trying to sneak it through. Moving out. Harrison has it and holds on. Now throws it ahead on the near wing.
Jertson, again, a nice opportunity to shoot from 18 yards out. Tries to get too cute. He's going to regret a lot of these opportunities he's had tonight.
Back at midfield, along the midfield line for Bolton. Turns it to the outside again for Danny Kramer. Back in the middle for Bolton. As he chases it down, turns it to the outside on the left wing, and stepping up is Black. Clock is stopped at 94 minutes of additional time. 4-minute stoppage. Cross midfield, Diallo drops it back to the outside. In underneath it, Black up the left wing side for Severs. One touch toward the middle, but picked off by Clark. And the Whitecaps will play it to the outside. Alberts on the right wing. Pass back in the middle, brought forward now, and upfield by Donatelli. Cross midfield to the near side. Jertson on the attack. Turn to the outside. Jertson still has it. Works back toward the middle. Bumped by Ball, but still gets away with it. Left foot drives it in for the right post, but puts it wide out over the end line. A goal kick for the Rhinos.
Bob Lilly is furious. Jertson, I don't know if he's confused when he gets to the top of the 18. He just looks like he doesn't know what to do at that point. And you know what? I'm going to give him a little credit because I think he's surprised with the amount of time he's been given with the ball at his feet. I think he's shocked. He doesn't know what to do at that point. In this league, it's high pressure. It's nonstop energy. And tonight, the Rhinos really have had some huge gaps in the midfield.
Well, you know what? A player of his caliber should not be confused.
I don't know that. I don't know what else
of his career.
He's, an MVP guy doing those kind of things. It's a little surprising to see.
Well, the easy shots he turns down, the difficult shots, he's taking them.
Yeah, exactly.
Turned ahead upfield, now back in the middle for Jertson, down inside, moving in, left foot booted, but blocked away out over the end line off of either Burt's or Kramer. And Jertson dropping to the pitch now, gets up.
I think
it'll be a corner kick.
He's not in physical pain. I think it's mental pain for him. That time, just too many touches. A beautiful ball into the box. Took it off the chest and just didn't get it down in time to fire on goal. Jertson, a lot of opportunities. He may never see this many more opportunities in a game the rest of the season.
Corner kick off the left wing side. High service through the box. Up in the air they go. Blocked away on top. Kahn trying to settle it. Down it's kicked away, and the Rhinos have it. Diallo brings it forward. As he's challenged there by Valente. He'll work the left wing side, trying to get loose. Valente steps in the way. Ball out near midfield. Taken back by the Whitecaps. On the attack now, Clark up the right wing. Down to the 35, goes to the outside of the far wing. Turning back toward the middle, still trying to get away. On the 18, looking to sneak it through in front. There's a shot over top of the net. Put up over top by about 3 or 4 feet over the crossbar.
Wow. Another good opportunity for McLaughlin. And another instance of the Rhinos' defense just very soft on the marks. That's a great opportunity. Clark comes in, corner of the 18. At the corner of the 6, it's shot over. That's a wonderful opportunity for McLaughlin, who's made a meal out of 2 of these great opportunities.
Still stoppage time. Ball delivered downfield. One big bounce to the 18. Now second bounce inside. And it's grabbed there by Cake. You know what? Come to think of it, I'm not even sure what happens now here. I forget. From one year to the next, what happens if we go beyond the 90?
You're looking at it.
It is a tie. There's no overtimes or anything
anymore. At the score right now, 1-1. That's it.
All right. We used to have overtimes, didn't we?
About 6 years ago.
Yeah, okay. We used to have shootouts, too, didn't we?
About 10 years ago.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back.
Downfield, booted aside, out near midfield. Ben Younger heads it forward. And turning back for the ball, Diallo in the collision, sandwiched off the ball. The foul is called and a free kick for the Rhinos. Here's the restart brought forward by Ben Younger. Turns it ahead, looks back toward the middle, 25 yards out. Trying to have a go at it, but that's blocked away in front and played out top near midfield. Stoppage time got to be maybe less than a minute to go here. Up the near wing, turned toward the middle. Jurgen rolls it off in the center circle. Got forward by McLaughlin. Looking chip it through for McLaughlin. That is from Donatelli and taken away by the Rhinos. Jammed out to the center circle, coming back as the ball is blocked away. And the whistle blows, and so there you have it. It's history here tonight. All right, even up at one apiece as these two teams battle it out all the way. And certainly a better outcome than it was a year ago, or rather for the championship game for the Rhinos.
And the Rhinos held in there. They didn't have their best of games by any means, but at the end, it's a point for each side here tonight.
All right, so the final score here tonight at Paytech Park was the Rochester Raging Rhinos 1 and the visiting Vancouver Whitecaps 1. And this is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network.
Come and see the soccer stars of tomorrow at Paytech Park on Tuesday, May 15th at 7 p.m. as the Under-20 Argentina national team takes on the Under-20 U.S. national team. U.S. led by Freddie Adu and Josie Altadore. Tickets start at just $18 and group tickets available for 10 or more. Call 454-KICK for more information. Don't miss this world-class match as the teams prepare for the Under-20 World Cup. Tickets available at the Paytech Park box office, Ticketmaster.com, or call 232-1900 to order by phone.
Here at Paytech Park tonight, this one ends up all even up between the Rhinos and the visiting Vancouver Whitecaps. Tonight, as the Rhinos get on the board now with a win, a loss, and a tie. Vancouver a win and 2 ties, so Vancouver unbeaten still on this young 2007 season. A win and 2 ties to give them another point. And so they'll remain at least a point. They'll remain a point still ahead of the Rhinos. And move out to, let's see, I think that moves actually Vancouver into a tie at the moment for first place overall in the standings. All right, let's check what happened in the game tonight. The first goal was scored early on by Vancouver in the 9th minute. They were Joey Jurgen scoring his first of the season, and former Rhino Martin Nash assisting as Vancouver surprised the Rhinos coming up with the first goal. A dribbler inside the right post and led 1-0. That held up through the half, and in fact all the way till the 57th minute when the Rhinos scored what turned out to be the game-tying goal. The goal was scored by Palguta, his first of the season, scoring unassisted, and again this was actually the game's deciding goal. Lines with the left foot, in-swing kick, but headed up in the air at the near end of the 6. Comes down again, down inside the 18, still turnaround shot. They score! Turnaround shot! That was Palguta. Who was it? Palguta got the left foot on it, tipped inside the close post, and the Rhinos on the board have tied it. So that game became a tie score at 57th minute. Palguta with his first scoring unassisted, and again, that one was the game-deciding goal as that was the last goal of the game, and ended up all tied up here at 1 apiece. In the game, shots had been tied at 9, but Vancouver putting on a lot of pressure at the end of the game actually ended up outshooting Rochester 13-9 in the game. The corner kicks, 7 for Vancouver, 4 for the Rhinos. Each team offside 3 times, fouls, 16 fouls against Vancouver and 13 fouls against the Rhinos. Saves in goal, each keeper was credited with 5 saves on the night. All right, tonight's Call of the Game here brought to you by Paytech. The Call of the Game brought to you by Paytech, personalizing personal communications. Matthew Delicott came in the halftime, turns it off into the middle on the 20 from Younger. Looking for the through ball to Diallo. Sneaks to the right, but a kick blocked away, punched aside, and out over the end line by Kaeg, and a great shot by Diallo from a sharp angle. So the Rhinos also very close on that one. Great save by Kaeg, and that being the call of the game tonight. Let's take a look tonight now at the power trip player of the game. Joe, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Johnny Manyanger. In the midfield, the Rhinos were really weak, and that Manyanger had a lot of work to do. His work rate was higher than I've seen in quite some time. I think Manyanger had a solid game overall, and he really kept the midfield together. What was left of it, it was very in a shambles, but Manyanger worked hard. tried his best to keep it together, and I think his work rate earns him player of the game.
I'd have to agree with you. I think that was as good as any game I saw him play last year.
Great touches. He was taking players on, and I think Menyanger did a very good job tonight in that midfield role.
Player of the game selection brought to you by Power Trip. Taste the power. And tonight's Excellus play of the game is... what do you think? What's the play of the game tonight?
I like the play where Delicat was inside the box and he headed the ball down to Diallo, where he fired a beautiful one with his left foot. Keg made a great save, really point-blank range. A great save by the veteran keeper. It was a great play all around.
And did we have that one? Let's try it. The play of the game. Trying to tip it toward the middle with the left foot. Serves it down inside again. Diallo settles the ball. Side volley kick blocked up in the air. Delicat heads it away. Diallo left for the boot. Oh, it's grabbed over the 3-yard line by Keg. Nice shot by Diallo. Picks it out of midair. And a great save by Keg. Of course we have it. Great job, Nick. Outstanding, huh? All right, so the Excellus play of the game tonight brought to you by Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, helping you achieve your goals. And tonight's Pellegrino's sub of the game.
So I'm some of the game. Wow.
Well, you got plenty to choose from tonight.
Definitely got
Delicat,
coming in.
Ball, Severs, Bolton, Kramer. Kramer did a great job, but you got to go with Delicat.
I'm with Delicat. Yeah, he adds another twist, another element to the Rhinos' attack. I think Matthew Delicat gives the Rhinos the option to go long. He's a good target man up top, and he had a beautiful header on that volley to Diallo. I'll go with Delicat as the sub of the game.
And certainly the offense picked up a couple of notches at the half when Delicat came in.
Yeah, you could see that without Delicat, their whole attack, their whole style changed. They weren't sure if they can go long or direct with the shorter Martinez and Diallo. As soon as Delicat came in, the comfort level changed for the Rhinos' attack.
So tonight's sub of the game selection brought to you by Pellegrino's. Always fresh, always fast, always delicious. So glad you could be along for those selections here tonight. All right, in general, Joey, your thoughts on the Rhinos and their performance tonight?
A lot of work to do. A lot of work ahead of the Rhinos. Gaping holes in the midfield, some gaps in the defense, and it's going to take time for these guys to get used to playing with one another, but a lot of work to do. The defense, the shape wasn't there where Coach Kelly wanted to see it, and he's got a big task ahead of him. And Chase Harrison, hopefully it's a confidence booster for him. Made some nice saves coming out on crosses. We'll see who gets the nod on Sunday in Charleston, but they've got to get more compact and a lot tighter if they're going to defend in this league.
I thought the team looked tentative. They did not show confidence tonight. They weren't going for the throat. They weren't aggressive. It was more like trying to not make a mistake, if you will, on the night. And I think that's only something that will come with time, with confidence. And I did like what I saw, especially in the second half, from the keeper, Chase Harrison. Yeah,
the changes were very, very important by Coach Callaway tonight. I think they brought a more aggressive lineup to the table. Really, the home team is the one who's supposed to be applying the pressure to the visiting team. Tonight, Vancouver made it difficult at every part of the pitch tonight for the Rhinos. They were applying all the pressure. And the Rhinos, like you said, a little tentative, a little scared to attack. And I think that's a shock to Vancouver coming into Rochester to see that kind of play.
All right, we're not done for the night yet. Actually, Joey's going to be along very shortly with the continuation of our postgame show.
Postgame show. Give us a call, please, tonight, 346-3000, or free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. We'll take your call to discuss the 2007 home opener.
Something new here tonight at Paytech Park is the fans are able to go down onto the field. They can mill around with the players. They can go out, kick the soccer ball around, let the kids run up and down the field. Here in the lights for about a half hour after the game, so something new, and I think it's something the fans are going to enjoy.
It's a great touch. In about a half an hour, Don Stevens will get out there and start yelling to get off my grass. God, it's fake grass. Don't worry, they're not going to hurt it.
Oh, you mean I shouldn't have brought my mower along?
Take it easy, buddy. Have a good trip to Charleston, and we'll be listening on Sunday.
All right, very good. So stick around. Joe will be back with you in a couple of moments. From Paytech Park tonight, the home opener now history as the Rhinos and the Whitecaps come out deadlocked. I'm Don Stevens. Thanks for being along. The final score tonight, Raging Rhinos 1, Vancouver Whitecaps 1, and this is the Raging Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Soccer fans, welcome to the Heineken Direct Call-In Show. I am Joe Giuliano. I'll be joined by Soccer Sam shortly. Your final score this evening, the Raging Rhinos 1, the Vancouver Whitecaps 1. The numbers to call this evening, 346-3000, or it's a free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. Joe Giuliano, the host here of the post-game show, joined by Soccer Sam, and we're doing it again, Sammy. Tonight, 1-1, the Rhinos and the Vancouver Whitecaps announced crowd of 9,107. Welcome to the postgame show, Sammy, and your thoughts on this game tonight?
I thought it was a very entertaining game. I was real impressed with some of the newer Rhinos. I mean, Diallo, I thought played fantastic. Every time he gets the ball, it reminds me of old Doug Miller days. Something is going to happen when he plaplays. But let's face it, Scott Palguta, player of the game, not only with the goal, but do you remember seeing Eddie Sabringo even touch the ball tonight?
That's a good point. Scott Palguta did have a nice game besides the goal. Solid defensive marking tonight for Scotty Palguta. A lot of gaps, though. A lot of holes in that Rhinos midfield and defense. And Coach Callaway is going to have a lot of patching up to do. I didn't think they were very compact or very tight. Don during the broadcast, Don and I were saying they just didn't seem very aggressive tonight as the home team opening up the season.
Well, Joe, they haven't played in a while. A lot of nerves. The Chase Harrison thing. I thought Chase, the new goalkeeper, he's got to work on his foot skills a little bit, his kicking skills. But I think that the whole team was under a lot of mental pressure, knowing that they had to perform. Scott Bell is their star. He's their Superman. He's their man that makes things happen. And now he's gone for 3 to 5 months. He said on the pregame show with you. That's a long time. So I think this whole team, Joe, is really nervous out there.
It could be a factor. You made a great point, too. They haven't played since April 15th. Vancouver played last week. And I think playing against college teams in comparison to playing against USL First Division teams, the pace is a lot different.
Yeah, you got to get used to that pace again. But I tell you, I saw
start cracking up. What's wrong?
No, I saw some. I was cracking up all game. I saw some promising things out there. I love the way Ray Martinez plays. I think him and Diallo have great chemistry together. Old school type soccer. I love that stuff. I love the give and goes. You saw that heel pass from Diallo to Aaron Lyons. It just got away from Aaron, but a lot of great stuff out there. I think the crowd, though, despite the tie, was into this game. But I'm telling you, USL, if you're out there listening to Mr. Marcos, Timmy Holban, you got to bring back the shootout. You can't let these fans go home empty-handed. Someone's got to win this baby. You got to bring back the shootout. I'm going to boycott. I'm going to call different people in FIFA and make it happen, Joe. Because throughout the world of soccer, it's not just here in America. Throughout the world, people are sick of ties. I never wear one.
I'm not going to touch that one. I don't know what the callers think tonight about these ties and the game tonight. Again, 346-3000, star 1040 free call on the Verizon Wireless. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. When we come back, we'll have an update on the Puerto Rico-Carolina game. They kicked off at 7:30 tonight. Of course, Scotty Schweitzer coaching down there in Cary, North Carolina. Let's go to break again. The numbers here are 346-3000 or star 1040, a free call on the Verizon Wireless. This is the Heineken Direct Call-In Show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. Give us a call here. We'll talk to you after the break. Welcome back to the Rhinos postgame show. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Now time for the Zweigels out-of-town scoreboard. One other game tonight here in the USL First Division. Puerto Rico and Carolina, no score, 0-0 final there from the SAS Soccer Park. Our good buddy Chris Economides. Sammy's got a connection down there. You got the score for me.
Pouring rain. I didn't get it from Chris. I got it from somebody I know that went to the game. So it was a great atmosphere, but Carolina dominated play, but they tied again.
So 0-0. Carolina with the tie now. They've played 3 games, no wins, no losses, and 3 ties.
Wow.
Not bad, not great.
No, but not bad for a start.
Not bad for a starting team. Topping the table right now in the USL First Division, the Silverbacks with 5 points, Vancouver with 5 points, Puerto Rico also with 5 points, and the Rochester Raging Rhinos now with 4 points after the tie, 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie on the season for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. That's a look at the Zweigels out-of-town scoreboard and standings. When we come back, we will take your calls at 346-3000 or a free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. This is the Rhinos postgame show. We are live at Paytech Park tonight. This is the Heineken call-in show driven by Auction Direct. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Are you ready for calls now?
I want to talk to the people. It's been a long off season. I want to find out what they think about what happened with the players during the off season. All these new changes at Paytech Park, new food, new rules. It was great, man. I had my bottle cap all night. I was putting it in my eyes and stuff. It's so important to have that bottle cap.
Well, give us a call and let us know what you think. 346-3000, free call on the Verizon Wireless at Star 1040 Trivia coming up later on in the show. Let's go to the phones, and Sharon, she's been waiting patiently. Sharon, you are the first caller on the post-game show for 2007. Welcome.
That makes me feel special.
Well, good. Welcome.
My
What'd you think
birthday tonight, so it must be a lucky night.
Happy birthday, Sharon.
Thank you.
Your thoughts on the game tonight here at Paytech Park?
I didn't think it was all that exciting. There wasn't an awful lot of shots on goal, and I don't know. The excitement seems to be missing. Seems there weren't a lot of people in attendance, and I didn't know what was going on.
Well, I mean, honestly, my opinion with the attendance problem tonight was that the Sabres are on, and let's face it, people in the city love Buffalo sports. People are sitting home.
Nothing's better than the Rhinos.
I agree with you, but people are sitting home watching the Rhinos, remote control, going to the Sabre game. A lot of my friends that bought tickets. So I think financially the Rhinos had a great night, but I think, some people decided to stay home and watch it.
Well, that was disappointing to me because I'm a diehard Rhinos fan.
Well, I mean, we appreciate your support, and, Sharon, it's going to get better. I thought it was entertaining at points of the game. Joe.
I thought it was.
Oh yeah, there was some excitement
at times. No doubt about that. Diallo, a couple of nice shots, a couple of nice chances. But again, it's early in the year. The Rhinos have had a lot of time off. By no means are they in top playing form or playing condition right now. But Sharon, happy birthday! Keep coming out and get some friends here to the games with you.
I will. We'll bring a whole crowd next time.
That sounds good, Sharon. Thanks for the call.
Good
Lines
luck
are
with your
open.
season.
Thank you, Sharon.
See you later.
Nice. Bye.
Ciao, ciao. The number is 346-3000 or star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless.
I like when you do that.
You do?
Yeah, ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao. That's my new saying.
Steve Donner's birthday tonight, 39 again. Stevie D.
How do you stay 39?
He's just, I don't know, the guy never ages.
So next year I'll be 39 and I'll be at 39 for the rest of the
Stay there, baby. You got to coast there for a while.
All right, I'm there, baby. The goal tonight by Vancouver, Jertson in the 9th minute. Beautiful ball by Martin Nash. And I thought the gap was Eloise maybe a little too far wide. You see Burt's after that? Trying to tell him, you got to come in, get a little tighter, keep us a little more compact. Beautiful ball by Martin Nash. If anybody's going to spot the gap, it's him.
I tell you, these veterans still have it. I mean, Nash, he's the Iron Man tonight. I mean, he's played 72 consecutive matches for Vancouver, so he's the man. But Eloise struggled a little bit tonight, I thought, and Callaway made some great changes. I think a lot of substitutions were right on the money, in my opinion, tonight.
Absolutely. Bonsu a little bit behind the plate tonight. Menyanger had a lot of work to do with Bonsu in the midfield. I think he struggled tonight a little bit. And then Coach Callaway, the guy reads the game. He senses it. Moved Martinez out to the right side of midfield. That was a big change.
It was great. And a lot of things he did tonight were fantastic. But, Joe, I want to hear from the people, though,
Absolutely.
man. I talk to you all the time. No disrespect, but I want to hear from the fans. What do they think? I mean, I'd like seeing Josh Bolton. Josh Bolton could be so marketable. He could be the 6'3" Valderrama. He's got the tools. I mean, he's got what it takes to be out there. Johnny Ball just came in from indoor, so he needs a couple more games to get outdoor game fit. But what do you think of Diallo? What do you think of some of these users? This Chase guy, what do you think of Scott Valo getting injured days before the opener? Some people think he got injured weeks ago and the Rhinos didn't release it because they didn't know. I mean, that's a difficult area. I told you that happened to me once. It's very, very painful. Right here. I feel it right there.
I want to hear. Another thing, too, I noticed, I had the headphones on during the game, but was there a lot of music played during the action? I couldn't tell if it was like it was in the past, or is that something different that's happening here?
I don't know. I hear voices in my head all the time, so I don't know if there was any music on. But
the only voice I hear is Don Stevens in my head with his nonsense. It's great to be working with Don again. The number here is 346-3000, star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless. We're going out to Bill from Farmington. Bill, welcome to the postgame show.
Hey, guys. Nice to talk to you again this year. Good start to the season. I hate ties, but I kind of agree with Sammy. We got to do something. I would love to see a situation where it's one-on-one with the goalie. None of this penalty kick stuff. Just one-on-one with the goalie, and the winner takes 2 points. The loser gets a point, and we ought to do it that way.
That's fair. I have no decision yet on this whole shootout thing, Bill and Sammy, but When you split it up that way, you get some points even if you lose. That's not a bad idea.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you got to give the team some credit for a 1-1, decision at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And shootouts are shootouts. So I think everybody ought to get a little bit. But just on a couple other points in the game, I thought Martinez was great. I mean, I loved him. I thought he was all over the field as usual. I agree. The defensive midfield was a little bit slower tonight than I'm used to, I think. And I'm a little concerned. Now, were you really saying that Valo is out for like months here?
Well, we had him on the pregame show, and I lined him up for Joe, and he said he's out from 3 to 5 months. And when he said 5, I thought it was a month to 3 months. When he said 3 to 5 months, and he had this look of disgust or anger in his eyes, I thought, man, this poor kid. It's the season, I think. I think you're going to see the Rhinos looking for a high-end goalkeeper coming in.
Yeah, I think so. Because, this goalkeeper wasn't bad. I was kind of yelling at him to hurry up a little bit after he got the ball and taking too much time, on goal kicks and things like that. And he's short, isn't he?
Yeah, him and Zapata don't seem like the tallest of keepers. Harrison, obviously, being the taller of the two. Zapata's listed at, I believe, 5'11". Chase Harrison, I'll find out.
Chase Harrison, I think, is a 6'1". He's not short. I mean,
he's definitely a 6-footer at least.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I just used to seeing Valo back there.
Gallo listed at 6'3".
Yeah.
He's also a lot thicker. He looks like he's about 15 pounds heavier.
Right.
That gives him the
definitely.
presence.
But I thought overall, I thought it was a pretty good game. I thought it was entertaining. My family liked it. We did our normal thing. Except most of my kids were running all over the stadium as usual. But they did watch some of the games. But they were running around, so they were having a good time too. So.
Bill, what'd you think about that open area where they used to have the tents for some of the bigger parties, and now there's tables and vendors there? What'd you guys think about that?
Well, we walked around the stadium the whole way just to kind of check out some of the new things. I thought the end of the stadium was a real good touch. I like that because when you put a tent there, it's kind of it's not very inviting. And I thought everything seemed to be a little bit better placed this year. I thought the food selections were better. I don't like the cost of the beer. I think the cost for drinks are way too high still. There's no reason for it. $6 beers is just nuts. And but other than that, I thought some of the changes were pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Bill, what about, did you guys go down to the field? I thought that was the best touch of the night.
Well,
after the game, man, imagine being a kid again, Joe.
Yeah.
Sammy, I didn't realize that we could do that. So we got there a little bit late. My son had a lacrosse game, so we got there a little bit late to the game, and I didn't realize you could go down to the field, but we'll definitely kind of check that out. It's nice to have a little more interaction between the fans and the players, something that I thought was missing, has been missing for a number of years now. I really went back with Mike Kerms and all those guys. We'd run around the stadium and get involved with the fans. It's something that I think has been terribly lacking for the last 2 or 3 years, and unless they start doing more of that, you're going to continue to see some problems with fans in the stands.
Now, Sammy, is the post-game mingle going to be a regular occurrence here at Paytech Park?
I think they're going to play it by ear, see what happens tonight. If there's no incidents, and I think the concern is kids bringing balls down there and kicking and hurting someone. But I think the players love it. I think Coach Callaway loves it, and we'll see how it all works out. But I think visually, what a night! You get to see all these people just rush the field, shake hands with the players, and Matt Ford, it was his idea, and I thought it was a fantastic idea.
Well, it brings back memories of going to Hollander Stadium with the Lancers. After the game, I was chomping at the bit to get out there and see these guys. Now, the young kids have that opportunity. It's a great move by the Rhinos, and whoever came up with that idea, clever marketing idea. Bill, anything else before we let you go?
No, definitely. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to it. Actually, I had a little problem. I didn't realize you were back on 1040, so that was kind of nice. I had to kind of search around a little bit, so.
That's all right. So back home on 1040. Thank you for the call tonight. The number here is 346-3000. Free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. Back to the phones. Let's speak with Steve from Fairport. Steve, welcome to the Heineken call-in show. You're on next.
Hey, guys.
How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you? You got to tell 1040 to pump up the juice. We're getting all these other radio stations over-drowning you guys on the radio.
Message will be passed on. Our producer is going to take that note down. What did you think about the game tonight?
Thought the game was. I thought the second half was the Rhinos played very well in the beginning and towards the middle, and at the end, their defense. I don't know what happened. They got very lackluster and kind of fell asleep on a couple of counters, and I thought we were lucky to hang on for that 1-1 tie. And I agree with you, Sam. You're right. These ties got to go. They got to go to a 35-yard shootout. 5 shots each. Whoever wins that gets the extra point. If it's still tied after that, go to PKs. I mean, it would generate a lot more fan interest and I think bring more people to the stands.
So shootout PKs and then maybe even a mini game. But I tell you, you got to bring back the shootout. Anybody listening out there, if you have internet access, you got to email the league and say, man, you got to. Let's be different, man. It's hurting soccer around the world. A lot of people don't know this.
The league voted on it last year and got voted down.
Because they're trying to be like other countries. Other countries don't have running water. I don't want to be like other countries. Let's be like America. Let's, Steve, I got to tell you tonight, and John, being serious. There's a young kid here, Sammy. He's a friend of Chris Wilmot, one of the new investors for the Rhinos. And he was questioning him what happens now if it's a tie. Is it a 10-minute overtime? Is it a shootout? Kids that follow hockey and basketball and football.
There's a winner.
There's a winner, man. Yeah. That's what we grew up in. You got to have a winner in sports.
Yeah. I agree. And they got to do. I think that the quality of this league, there's just too much hacking going on at times. The referees got to crack down on some of these fouls to just slow the game down. It takes away from the beauty of the game. Seems like the game's supposed to. They call it the beautiful game. Now it's getting much more physical, and there's a lot more. Hacking, I call it, going on, and sometimes the refs call it, sometimes they don't. It's just they got to crack down on it and make the game more free-flowing, like it used to be played in the old days.
That's a great point. The referee did not issue a yellow card until the 31st minute, and I was calling for yellow cards, I think, 3-4 minutes in. Great point, Steve. Send the issue, or send the message right away that he was way too late to bring up the cards, I thought, tonight.
Yeah, a lot of that.
I like the open-ended stadium. I think the food. There's no way anybody can complain about the food choices. There's plenty of food choices. The prices. You go to the stadium, you're gonna pay more prices. My biggest complaint about I paid $5.50 for a honey brown. I thought that was kind of steep, but hey, you're at a stadium. That's the way it's going to be.
All right, Steve. Before we let you go, let's clarify this. So you want us to play 90 minutes, a shootout. Penalty kicks, a buffet, then the minigame?
That's right. The food's great there. I think the food choices are great this year.
All right, Steve. Thanks for the call tonight. We appreciate your time.
Okay, guys, keep up the good work.
Thank you. It didn't come through my jaw. I got a terrible sense of humor.
No,
it's terrible.
No, you are very talented. Okay. But I tell you, one thing you got to get ready for. This is for you, baby.
No.
The next home game is the 27th.
Yes.
It's a Sunday. It's Italian night. They're going to pay tribute to Joe Capogreco. This man's been in radio for 40 years, giving his thing to the Italian-American community. And because it's Italian night, I want everyone to wear their gold chain. And, Joe, you know why we Italians wear our gold chain?
Oh, no. Why?
You know why?
Why?
So we know where to stop when we're shaving.
This guy, I tell you, they're going to be with him till 11:30 tonight. Oh, jeez, wonderful. Joe Capogreco, honoring him on Sunday, May 27th. He's been in radio for 40 years. He's been in radio before there was radio.
That's right.
Capo, we'll see you on the 27th. The number here again is 346-3000. Free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. Back to the phones. PJ in Rochester, good evening, and welcome to the Heineken Call-In Show.
Hey, guys, what's up? How's
you
it
tell
going,
me, brother. We're doing good, Sam. How you doing, he says.
TJ, I'm doing fantastic. What did you think of the game, and what did you think of the atmosphere tonight?
Wow, the atmosphere was good. I mean, I would have to agree with you. I would like to see a winner. I don't like this whole the whole stoppage and then no overtime. We got to see a winner. I mean, especially considering what happened last year in the championship game, which I was there for. I mean, geez. But hey, we drew 1-1. We got a couple games, and then we go back to Swangard Stadium and hopefully take them out up there. But I liked the atmosphere. I liked everything. I especially liked being able to go out on the field after the game and mingle with the guys and shoot around and all that. that was great. I enjoyed myself immensely. I just wanted to give you guys a call for first one of the year, and hopefully not to be the last. And not to put a personal plug in, but a week from tomorrow, the Nighthawks have their party for the championship game. I know this is a soccer calling show, but I had to plug my other sport to have everybody that's available come down to the Water Street at the game's at 4. The party starts at 3. Come down, the first 1,300 fans. We can party and watch the championship be brought home back to Rochester, New York.
TJ, where's this at now, this Nighthawk party?
It's at Water Street.
Water Street, okay.
Water Street Music Hall.
Okay. So, all right, well, hey, we got to support our local sports, and that's great. The Nighthawks are in the championship, and it's too bad the circus is in town. My wife's family. No.
I knew that was coming.
Thanks, guys. Great show.
PJ, thanks for the call. And don't ever offend little like that again.
Sorry.
That was terrible. The number here again is 346-3000. If you're on a Verizon Wireless, folks, it's a free call at star 1040. Give us a call here. This is the Heineken direct call-in show with Joe Giuliano and Soccer Sam and John Catalano overseeing things here tonight, TV end and the end. Let's go back to the phones and speak with Frank from Gates. Frank, hello, and welcome to the postgame show.
Hi, guys. Well, first, I am satisfied the way they played today. It was a good play, especially in the second half. But I would like to, because Sam is over there and he's in the office, and I mentioned it in the office already. First, we don't have any sign where is the Paytech Stadium is. A friend of mine who lives in Buffalo, he asked me about it. I told him, he said, well, you probably have a sign where to find the stadium. And I looked around and I can't find any sign. So, Sam, would you please get somebody on there to have a sign to...
Frank, I promise you, tomorrow I'm going to Home Depot, going to get some spray paint, and all those signs say Frontier, and I'm going to put right next to them, and Paytech Park. I mean, you think,
nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Frontier Field, like all the sign up, but nothing about Paytech.
What would it take for the city to do that? I mean, honestly, you got an attraction here. Put up some signs.
I like to talk about the concessions. I went down to get some coffee for my wife, and the coffee maker is broken. And another one, suddenly to another one, they are out of coffee. This is halftime. Gentlemen, the ladies like to have coffee. Not everybody likes beer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, they're getting loose on the rules. Just get a thermos, Frankie. Frankie, here's the deal, baby. Call the Rhino office on that. A lot of times it's the first game. They just didn't make enough coffee, but
I know.
That's minor.
I went down half time.
Yeah, you're right.
And they took everything apart. He said, didn't they had 45 minutes to check out if a coffee maker is working or not?
Yeah. Well, Frank, what did you think of Diallo? What did you think of the new player up top, number 11?
Okay.
You thought he was good?
Next time it's going to be, in 2 weeks we're going to have another game. I hope they fix it up by then.
Well, Frank, hopefully it was just a situation where it was kind of a fluke thing and the coffee machine broke and it'll be fixed by the next game. But on the field, remember last year you were very critical at times of the way the team played. You kind of feel they played a good game tonight, though, huh?
Yeah. Everybody played good today, especially Johnny Menegos.
Yeah, he did. He played great.
Good. He was carrying the midfield all by himself.
That's right. No, Frank.
Up and down. I don't know how to stand it.
I agree.
Frank, you've been a soccer fan all your life. Do you like the ties, or do you think we should have the shootout again?
Yes. That doesn't bother me. A tie doesn't bother me.
No?
No.
Okay, Frank.
I've seen games. I played games. Everything. But, hey, both team is good, equal. That's what it shows. Right. How did you like? Just 1 second. I want to go someplace back. How did you like Chelsea and Liverpool shootout or penalty kicks? Does it prove Chelsea is so bad?
I like it because Liverpool won. They can't stand Chelsea.
I don't like it. I think Chelsea was better than Liverpool. But
they were the better team.
Because they scored.
They were the better team that day. I agree.
That's it.
Someone's got to advance.
I don't want to see a team playing 90 minutes and then one lucky guy score 1 goal and that's it. And the other team who was better, they go out losing.
That's the nature of the beast. That's soccer. Frank, you've seen it a million times where the team has been totally outplayed. They get the one chance, they score, and then that's it. Italian soccer at its best.
All the time.
You know? Well, Frank, thank you for the call. Hope the coffee situation gets resolved. And we'll talk to you again, okay?
Yeah, I'll see you on the game.
All right, my friend. Take care, Frank from Gates.
Bye-bye.
Giving us a call here on the Heineken call-in show. The number is 346-3000 or a free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040.
I love Chelsea. Not the team, though.
Sammy's got it. Sammy's wound up tonight. Circus is in town.
This is my first home opener at Paytech Park. I missed last year. I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning.
You brought the good weather with you today.
Yeah, and Frank, I had a lot of warm coffee. I had my Dunkin' Donuts coffee walking around. Honestly, I was here since 8 o'clock this morning.
Wow.
I walked the stadium. Then I saw the team get here, and then they practiced. And like, this is my first home opener. I was so excited. I've been here all day helping Catalano.
Where'd you take your nap today?
Just in Catalano's trailer with him.
Let's take a break. We'll come back here on the Heineken Call-In Show. Welcome back to the Heineken Call-In Show. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Number here is 346-3000 or a free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. Quick little segment here. We're going to throw out the trivia question. Your chance to win 4 tickets to the Rhinos and Miami FC Sunday, May 27th, right here at Paytech Park. All time, Sammy, are you ready?
I think I am.
All time, how many games have the Rhinos won in the month of May?
How many games is it? Portland.
Good try. Good try, but not correct. One more time before we go back to break. All time, how many games have the Rhinos won in the month of May? Give us a call, 346-3000, or a free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. We'll come back and take your calls. 4 tickets on the line here on the Heineken Call-In Show. All right, welcome back. This is the Heineken Call-In Show. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Trivia question is out there, folks. All time, how many games have the Rhinos won in the month of May? Give us a call, 346-3000. Angela from Victor is on the line. Angela, welcome to the postgame show.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I want to guess the trivia.
Okay, how many games have the Rhinos won all time in the month of May?
53?
Sammy, 53.
Yeah.
Too high.
Too high.
Too high.
Okay.
Did you come to the game tonight?
Yes, I did. I was
What'd
there
you
with
think?
my family.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, we've had, I guess, season tickets now for about, 4 or 5 years? About 6 years. Yeah, I'm trying just to get used to the new stadium. It's a little different, but, you know, it's fun. It's always fun. It's always a great night. So,
Angela, thanks for the call. 53, a bit high. Good effort. How many games have the Rhinos won all time in the month of May? And I think she makes a good point. It's an adjustment from Frontier Field to Paytech Park. It's a totally different venue. It's a different viewing atmosphere for soccer.
You know, a lot of sports fans came to Frontier, and it was their first real sporting event, the opener of that new baseball park, and they fell in love with the facility and our team. And you know, this is more of your traditional soccer stadium. This is what every other country in the world has right now. So I think it's taking time, but I think a lot of people tonight enjoyed it.
We got a couple seconds, folks. Give us a call. Trivia, all time. How many games have the Rhinos won in the month of May? 346-3000, star 1040. It's a free call on a Verizon Wireless. Your final score tonight from Paytech Park. The Rhinos and Vancouver 1-1, a rematch of the 2006 USL Championship game. Looking at the scoring, Jerkson scoring from Nash in the first half. Scott Palguta scoring in the second half. He almost had a chance to score another one that the ball fell on his right foot.
I wasn't sure. He wasn't sure if he wanted to shoot it or chip it, and he got stuck right in the middle.
The keeper for Vancouver, though, Tony Cagg, he's a top class keeper.
Big time England, man.
Number again, 346-3000. Another shot at the trivia. Linda from Gates, you're on the postgame show. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I want to guess the trivia.
How many games have the Rhinos won in the month of May?
I say 29.
So close, Joe.
Very close.
Oh.
Good effort. Very close, but not correct. Any thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah. I enjoyed it very much. And I love the stadium. I have to
Good.
say.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Linda, thanks for the call. Trivia is still out there. 4 tickets to the Rhinos and Miami FC. All time, how many games have the Rhinos won in the month of May? Just a little heads up for you. We'll be on the air Sunday at 5:30. Kickoff for the pregame show. The Rhinos taking on the Charleston Battery. 6:05. Don Stevens with the call of the game. Back to the phones for the trivia. Dan from Rochester. What do you got for us tonight?
Okay, 47.
47 is high.
Yeah, Linda had 29. She was a little low, and she was really close, Danny. But thank you for calling, though. What did you think of tonight's game in the atmosphere?
First half, not too good. Second half, when they did make the substitutions, they did seem to open it up, and they did seem to play with a little more enthusiasm, I guess.
I agree. First half was not
well.
All right, Dan, thanks for the call. We appreciate your call. Good shot at the trivia. And, first half was a little tough. Second half, the adjustments did help the Rhinos get a little more competitive in that game. I thought good changes by Coach Callaway.
Right on the
Trivia is still out there all time. How many games have the Rhinos won in the month of May? Back to the phone, and let's go to George now. George, good evening, and welcome to the postgame show.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Want to take a shot at the trivia?
Yeah, I was there. I thought the goalie was a little bit hesitant on coming out, but the game was pretty good.
That's a good analysis. Chase Harrison being young, I think it's going to take some time for him to get to that Scotty Vallow level.
Young? The kid hasn't even started shaving yet.
He looks like a young kid, like a high school keeper.
He came here with his bicycle. I've seen him. I swear.
George, any shot at the trivia tonight?
Yeah, I'll try 30.
Ooh. Close.
Low, but so close.
Close, but not close enough.
So it's still out there. 4 tickets sitting right here on the table. The Rhinos, how many games have they won all time in the month of May? We've got a couple of seconds here before we wrap this thing up. Give us a call, 346-3000 or star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless. And again, Sunday, it's the Charleston Battery. And the Rhinos have a huge stretch of games coming up on the road at Charleston, at California, at Portland, at Seattle, at Vancouver. Then they come home for Miami, and it's back to Miami, Puerto Rico, Carolina. That is a very, very challenging schedule.
But I can't wait to the 27th, baby. Home game, Italian night, 6 o'clock this Sunday, 454 kick. You got to come out here and pay tribute to the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Capogreco, giving the Italian community 40 years of service.
We're going back to the phones in Brighton. It's Dan on the line now. Hello, Dan. Welcome to the postgame show.
Hey, thanks a lot for taking my call.
What's going on tonight?
Was it the game? The second half was much better than the first. It seemed like the first half was like so many first halves last season. I don't know, it takes them so long to get going. I thought the goalie played decent. He said I thought he was a little tentative at the beginning, but I thought he did what he had to do.
I agree. No glaring mistakes. Stood up when he had to. Came out in a couple of crosses and did a good job.
I thought he was, position was pretty good. Or actually very good, Hey, the trivia, I guess somebody gave me a big help there before. 31?
You got it. The Rhinos have won 31 games all time in the month of May. Their record overall, including tonight, 31 wins, 13 losses, 5 ties. Dan, you got 4 tickets to the Rhinos and Miami FC on Sunday, May 27th. It's going to be
Italian night.
Joe Capogreco, the inventor of radio.
Sorry.
What was that?
That's Italian beat.
Dan, anything else before we put you on hold to get your information?
No, I guess that's it. Hopefully I think they will get better, but they just got to start a little sooner.
Yeah, a little more spark right off the start. I agree.
Yes.
Well, I was surprised. I thought they'd be flying on all cylinders right at the start, but first half was sluggish. I agree with you there. Stay on the line. We'll hook you up with your tickets. You can pick them up at the Rhinos office.
Yes, we're going to talk to Norm, the ticket master, and find out what he says, how we're going to do this. But for now, just give Nick his information, and Nick the information, and we'll go from there.
All right, Dan, thanks for the call. 4 tickets against Miami FC. Sammy, we haven't talked about this at all. Virginia Beach folds. The league is scrambling around, games all over the place. You had a chance to go to Puerto Rico and Miami. Now you get to see the Rhinos at home. You starting to bond with these guys, learning some of the ins and outs of the team?
Yeah, I think we had a lot of new guys are amazing. Aloisi played fantastic in the 2 away games. Novak played unbelievable. Diallo, you saw what he did tonight.
He's going to be special.
Yeah. I think Novak and Aloisi were a little nervous tonight. Home crowd. This is Soccer Town, USA. I sensed it, but they look fantastic on the road. The league, I'm telling you, this league's going someplace big, man. Puerto Rico was amazing, the crowd that they had. Miami, the weather, it was thunderstorms all day, so they struggled crowd-wise. But on the field-wise, both teams, fantastic soccer, high-quality soccer, a lot faster pace than tonight. I mean, when you play in Vancouver and they're up a goal, they're packing in the back.
Yeah.
That's what happened tonight, and that's why the fans saw they're blaming the Rhinos for being sluggish. But when 11 guys packing in, it's tough. I'm out, Joey.
Well, wait, one last thing.
Yes.
Let's shift gears.
I gotta get
Put your general manager hat on.
Uh-oh.
Scotty Vallow, say he's done for the season. What do you do?
I like the veterans, man. I bring in a big name goalie. You mentioned Tony Miola. I think Tony Miola. I'd get Billy Andrecki out of retirement. I think that this league is not designed for rookies. Rookies need to learn in D2, D3, and that's what I think. But,
I agree with you.
Let's see what happens. This kid really tonight wasn't tested. He came out, and like you said, later on in the game, 2 crosses, confident, cool. But is he going to have the respect of his defenders? That he's got to control them back there.
Yeah, you're the quarterback back there. You got to go to Montreal. You got to go to Vancouver. Some very difficult places to play in a veteran. Who's seen the wars before, I think, may fare just a little bit better.
You saw it on the field, both ends, and I saw it in Miami and Puerto Rico. The veterans, the guys that have been in this league for a while, they stand out. You saw Martin Nash. Sabrango wasn't himself tonight because of the great marking by somewhat of a veteran Palguta. So, I think this league is designed for guys that have been there, man.
Well, we'll see what happens. The Rhinos have their work cut out if Scotty Vallow is not going to return here in 2007. Let's keep our fingers crossed that he makes a speedy recovery and gets back into the Rhinos lineup.
2008, I'm predicting the shootout will be back. I'm out.
All right. Soccer Sam, thanks for your... Maybe you should keep my mic on and turn yours off. Soccer Sam, thanks for your help on the pregame show down in the field and also on the postgame show. Thanks to all of our callers tonight. Had a great postgame show here to start off the 2007 season. We'll talk to you on Sunday night right here on WYSL. 5:30 pregame, 6:05 kickoff from Blackbaud Stadium in Charleston. You've been listening to the Heineken call-in show for Soccer Sam and Don Stevens. Joe Giuliano saying ciao for now.